The Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience presented by DraftKings. If you missed part 1 of CUST Corner 31, shame on you, but you can find that up on Mayo Media Network. Please subscribe, by the way, or in the description of this video or podcast. But today, the second half, the B-side of CUST Corner 31. Sit back and enjoy.
CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. He's got the hottest takes with the highest stakes. He should be president of the United States, but it's CUST Corner, it's CUST Corner. CUST Corner,
Well, it's not really what people are calling it. But.
Should we talk about who's next up on your hit list of murder, Tim?
Well, see, I reject that out of hand.
I mean, that's what people trying to... I mean, you know who's the craziest people alive? The people that defend themselves in court on egregious charges. That's what Tim is basically doing.
I would act as my own barrister.
I know, that's what crazy people do. It's like what Ted Bundy did.
I don't think judges look fondly upon those
No, because
people
it
either.
proves that you're crazy.
They think like, oh, you think you're an expert at everything, do ya?
The only thing Tim's an expert at is murdering people.
Listen, if the law's on my side, I can defend myself. I'm no dum-dum. I can figure it out.
Figure out the law. Yeah, you can have a lawyer or you. No, I'll curse myself by defending myself. Smart move. Here's what I wanted to bring up. Tim was talking about an addiction that he has earlier today. Do you know what Tim is addicted to?
Oh, come on. This is not... Oh, all right.
Scratchies?
No. What he's currently addicted to. We know that he's addicted to it's not scratchies, it's tearaways. Like, you know,
Internet
like
porn, what?
you know, you can buy like the different lotto tickets and you can scratch them. Although Tim just scratches the barcode and gets him to run it through as many times as possible. But Tim prefers the $1 ones that you just tear away. You can get cherries for like $5.
Also
Tim's really hooked on those. But what he's currently addicted to, and he told us today that he's already spent $300 on it, Monopoly at McDonald's.
I'm set at every single space. And I have been for like a week, at least. I'm so close.
What are you ordering?
Everything. And just getting hard now because some stores are out of the stock that have the stickers. So you have to go through the drive-thru and say, the first thing you have to say is before you order whatever, do you still have Monopoly pieces on that? Because if you don't ask, then, oh, great, you've gotten an upsized French fries, which I'm not going to eat half of anyway.
I wonder who the mark is. Like, you see this Monopoly shit, and you're like, who's actually, like, you're going to McDonald's or you're not going to
It's
McDonald's?
a lot of fun.
Who goes to fucking McDonald's for Monopoly?
It's a lot of fun to
No,
play
it
these
isn't.
games.
There's nothing fun.
It
You
is.
pull it.
There's-
I have
the-
some. I'll call you tonight. I got like 6 things at home.
Yeah, I bet you they're all the same ones he has and the same ones that everyone else has.
No, but I don't even know
It's
why
the thrill of the hunt.
I keep them just in case someone like Tim, like, is someone lets me know they're mad hunting.
Well, the one thing that he told us was he actually won like the skull candy like earphones and then threw it out because he didn't know what it was. Like, that's actual value. He threw it away.
Yeah, last year I won the skull candy thingamajig, and I was like, I don't know what this is, and I got confused, and I didn't buy it. I didn't get it. And anyway,
I want
my
a muffin,
point
I
is,
think.
no, I don't think muffins are available.
No, I can show you you're wrong because I have a
Okay,
ticket.
well, listen, okay, fine. I did.
Yeah, he hasn't found that one yet.
Well, no, but I get annoyed when I get those stickers and I win the free item because I'm trying to hit big here.
I'm
I don't
so
want
hot.
a free hamburger.
See, that does it for me. I don't want insert random location.
He wants
here.
Pennsylvania Avenue.
I need Confederation Bridge, or I need the tunnels of Moose Jaw, because that's
These
are where
the Canadian Monopoly McDonald's game. I haven't been to McDonald's in ages or played Monopoly in ages. It's Canadian themed. It's not the actual pieces of Monopoly.
Yeah, no, it's in Canada. It's Canadian. Yes, anyway.
It's
all the same colors,
People
and it's all the
literally.
I hate that shit.
I do a lot of shit here. I come out. I put myself out there. So does Tim.
No,
but this whole
Tim does not put himself out there as much as you think. The secret stuff that he does is so much lower than this.
I want to say I am so offended by the accusations that Tim is like passed some crazy torch to me. This guy's collecting freaking Monopoly.
which millions of people are doing. It's a game that's being played at the most popular fast food restaurant in Canada. Oh yeah, but I'm such a weirdo for playing Monopoly. Okay, I guess. All right.
You know when I really enjoyed this? When I was 13.
I'm a weirdo for collecting rookie cards.
I'm not criticizing you for collecting rookie cards. I'm encouraging your
But
behavior.
you literally pump up all the tires of people claiming that I might be crazier than you.
Yeah, he's looking to get out of the insane person label. But here's the thing: both of you can be the insane people.
I admit it though.
Listen,
that's why
I am now
he's crazier.
driving across
I admit
the
it.
town. I'm now driving across town to find McDonald's that still have the thing. Like Saturday morning, I was driving around because I needed to get. Anyway, I didn't need to get, but I
No, this is why I'm talking about your addiction. You need it.
The McMuffins at the McDonald's I was at didn't have the stickers left, so I had to get out of the line and leave there. So that and it was like there were cars backed up. It was a morning. Like I had to get out of the line to turn out of that restaurant to go find another McDonald's because I'm not going to spend the money on non-sticker things. As long as there are stickers, I've got to go after the stickers. Every opportunity I have, I'm not getting stickers. It's like if you're playing poker at the poker room and you get up to use the bathroom, you could be giving up aces. That could have been your hand, or the bad beat could have happened at the table when you get up. That's how I feel about these things. So I am loath. It feels terrible. And it happened to me once this year that I made the order to make sure I got my full complement of stickers. And one of the things didn't have stickers on, they were out. And I felt like I had failed in some way because I'm trying to win. Listen, I know it's dumb. I'm probably not going to win. I'm aware of the odds, but like I'm so close. So I might as well push it as far as I can to try to win this thing. I'm already, if you're in for a dime, you're in for $1. It's only around for like another week and then it's over. And then we can all take a deep breath and relax. But while it's there, I'm going to keep playing. I almost want to up my playing to 2 times a day to try to maximize. But I know that sounds crazy. I'm not going to do that. But
are you sure you're not going to do that?
I'm to the point now, and I told you this, that when I get a coffee, I ask them to double cup it on the off chance they give me 2 coffees with stickers on it.
They're not
Never
that
have. They always
stupid.
give me one without
They're
stickers
not
and
that
one
stupid.
Paul, yes, you wanted to
I just
interject?
looked up the items in Canada that have the stickers on them.
It's only premium
Why don't
items.
you just load up on hash browns every morning on your way to work?
The hash brown is the money. That's the money
Because that's
item.
the cheapest item that you can still get stickers on.
Tim, I
right?
got a
By
20
far-
nugs on the weekend. It had 4 stickers
It had 4 stickers?
on the 20 nugget boxes, and they probably
Oh, I
sell.
thought this only came with 2.
Those probably sell less
website
than
says
more.
2
So I
game
bet you all
pieces.
locations I got
Oh
loads of the 20.
My God. That's brilliant. Okay, well, I guess I know what I'm doing tomorrow. That's brilliant. Thank you. I didn't realize it came double. See, that's not advertised. I wouldn't have known that. If they had it on, McDonald's had to go through this whole rigmarole of putting out these electronic boards, which you see now when you go through the drive-through, instead of it being the traditional board with stuff onto it, it's electronic and it's got, pictures, and they show you with pictures which ones are the Monopoly ones, because who in their right mind's buying something that isn't Monopoly-ish right now? But it just has the symbol next to the 20 nuggets. It doesn't have double. They should be telling me it's double so I have double chances to play. Oh,
From this morning, Tim said he's not ashamed of this behavior, and he said it's not stupid if I win.
well, it's not stupid if I win. If that Chevy Pathfinder is mine, then I'll sell it to somebody who thinks it's a luxury vehicle. And I'll make a lot of money off that. My point being is that there's something charming about playing.
Do you know what the odds of you winning the Trailblazer is?
Very, very, very low.
I have the actual odds in front of me right here. It's 1 in 14.
1 in 5 million?
No, 1 in 14 million.
There you go. So very unlikely. But you know what? Despite it all, there's something quirky and charming about these types of games.
No,
Not
it's
just
fucking
adult-
low.
Did you
This is honestly like being addicted to VLTs.
Did you watch the
No, it's
documentary?
not.
It is. It is exactly the
Except
same
it-
type of low
It comes
addiction.
with saturated fats.
Cherries.
Yeah, you're basically Donnie Dumpy.
You're getting
No,
fatter
it's just-
with this addiction.
Yeah, man. Plus, it's bad for your health.
Yeah, but I'll upsize stuff and then not drink or eat all of it just so I can get the sticker.
Yeah, Tim. Here's the thing.
You're rich.
Yeah, you are too rich. You're just throwing
No,
away. You've just admitted to throwing away food so you can have more Monopoly stickers from McDonald's, and also the fact that you seem to be eating at McDonald's. Who are you, Morgan Spurlock?
Tim, for that $300 you invested, I could have set you up with some Herbert rookies. Already could have been plus EV.
I get it, but the thrill of the chase. And I like like taking the little stickers off the thing and putting like I feel very proud when
Oh,
I
no,
get
no,
a new
but
sticker.
honestly,
You
can I
feel proud
say
about getting McDonald's monopolies.
you're
I
embarrassed?
feel like
You
I've
are an
accomplished something.
embarrassment to society when you back up in
Wow.
a drive-through line with cars packed behind you. Because you got to leave to then drive across town to go to a different McDonald's?
to get
I'm
Monopoly
playing
things that
to win.
you're. Oh my god.
I play for Max
The
team,
most
unlike you.
nut low move you have pulled is inconveniencing other, like literally.
The people behind me are thrilled I'm out of the line. Thrilled. It's one fewer person delaying them between them and their food.
Tim,
Who I inconvenienced except for myself?
Tim is also.
Nobody.
Well, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. You're only there to get the
I
fucking
needed
stickers,
to
not the
get my
food.
stickers.
You need,
Needed
do
to get
you?
my stickers. Wanted
No,
to get my stickers.
you should have been a soldier and just driven through without the order. Like
Now
you wait,
listen to
you
yourself.
wait-
Listen to yourself.
Do you
There's a
listen?
lane.
Hold on. Do you listen to yourself?
There's a lane there for people to like if they get out of line to drive around and get out. So I used it. That's what it's there for.
Did the cars behind you have to back up?
No. Well, at least not the one I was at. There was more than enough room for you to pull off to the right. And
Sorry,
then
I was just
through.
picturing you in like some rush hour morning drive-through
Oh,
line.
Tim is like-
literally like getting out of his car, telling people he's got to back up so they go.
No. That would never happen.
Okay,
That would never.
sorry, that's what I thought.
Tim wouldn't be able to do that anyway. Tim is a very bad driver.
That's also not true. I'm a very efficient driver. I follow the rules.
He drives 5 below the speed limit at all times. And if you are in, like, he can't drive during rush hour because he will never go. Like the space,
true.
the space that he is waiting for it to open on one side and the other to like make a left turn across traffic is you might as well just like take a nap in the car.
That's not true. I mean, I'm a cautious driver. I'm a defensive driver. But you know what? I get from point A to point B.
Slowly.
And I follow the rules. And I'm proud of my driving. That's fine.
Are you proud of your McDonald's Monopoly addiction?
It's not an addiction. It's only around for another week, thank God, because it's frustrating.
Because
But it's also fun.
because if it was how is it fun? I'm really
I don't know.
curious
I can't explain it.
because you are addicted. This might as well
It's
be
like
fucking
you get a little
heroin.
rush, right? You get this little rush every time you pull the sticker off the containers to see, is this the time? Like, it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know you're not going to find the golden ticket, but nevertheless, there's that moment of anticipation that makes the whole thing sort of worthwhile, right? That's sort of what it's hard to
Do you
explain, but
eat
it's
your
what
meal
life's full
and
of.
pull, or do you pull right away?
Oh, no. That's terrible luck to pull right away. I finish what I'm going to finish, or as much of it as I'm going to finish.
And are you
before I pull.
upset that like you can't sit in McDonald's right now because you would hoard other people? Like,
Well, I
who
can,
might
actually.
He'd be
Who might potentially-
he can where he's at. He stands over people like this. And
are you gonna throw out that cup?
I would. That's what I'm going to be doing. I wish I could fly home if I didn't have to quarantine for 2 weeks.
Throw
I
out
would
a
go
cup
to
right-
McDonald's with Tim. I'd order all the food with all the stickers and fucking throw it in the trash.
I would feel compelled to have to go through the garbage.
Oh, would you now?
Because what if you've just thrown $1 million in the garbage for me?
Why would it
He
be for you?
probably
It's not yours. Fucking let it go.
Once it's in the garbage, it's free money.
Oh, so everything in the garbage is property of CUST?
Everything that's in the garbage that I want is property of me. What a terrible thing to have. I'm embarrassed to admit that. It's very, very. Listen, I'm a germ person. It would take a lot for me to want to go through your trash. But if there was a chance for me to win $1 million, how could I not?
During a pandemic?
Do you know? I know one other adult male who collected these things. It was my sister's ex-husband. I can confirm he was quite a dud. And you can,
Okay, but look,
you can clip,
it's
you
fun.
can clip that.
And the
You can clip
anticipation,
that.
you get
I'd like
burger.
my mom to see
You know,
that one.
You get your double Big Mac or your Big Mac or your whatever. And while you're eating it, you know that the tickets are there and you're going to get a chance to. I don't know. There's just something about the whole experience.
How come you're
That is
not
fun.
buying packs of cards? Like, I'm not saying you're like, I'm just saying it. What is any different? I'm not saying you're insulting people who buy cards, but it's literally the
I'm not.
same premise
This morning,
of peeling.
no, it's not.
breaking cards.
It's not though, because at least with these cards, they seem like they're somewhat of an investment. Like they might be worth something after the fact. Tim is just literally putting. You might as well just take some $100 bills and light them on fire.
Did you see?
But Tim called this an investment earlier today.
Well,
McDonald's,
it's a very low stakes investment.
It's not an
$300.
Well, it's not there yet.
You're
I'm not
rich.
$300.
Oh, speaking of Tim Too Rich.
Oh no.
Speaking of Tim Too Rich.
No, you're
No,
too
let's
rich.
not. Let's not. Let's move on.
No, let's not bring this up. Someone tweeted at us last week because Tim was talking about when he used to going on about his steaks, about how he would pay anything for a steak because a good steak at a steakhouse, I'll pay whatever. And then I showed him the menu of a place that's right by my house. He's like, "Well, I wouldn't pay that much for a steak." We were just talking about. Someone said that Tim, $100. That's like half of what I pay in groceries for a week. Tim Too Rich. So I'm sorry you're out here. You wouldn't spend $100 on a steak kind of thing. And Tim's response to it was $200 a week on groceries. What's he buying? Ramen? And then it was revealed. Tim told us his finances. He spends like $800 a month on groceries, and he eats out, and he's by himself. That's That's more than me, my wife, and our 2 kids spend on groceries.
Okay, but that also includes Costco. Like that doesn't. Yeah, anyway, whatever.
What do you eat?
How much of that is DC's?
That doesn't matter.
How much a
Pallet
month
every
do you
other
spend
week.
on DC?
Whatever a pallet at Costco costs every couple of weeks or so.
You buy just
what's a
one pallet at a time, just like a 24.
I don't want to be that guy who walks out of Costco with a big shopping cart full of DC.
Why?
pallets.
You have no shame, as it's been
Tim
revealed.
doesn't want to be the guy that people assume, oh, that guy owns a convenience store. He's shopping at Costco. Guy owns the bodega under my building.
He might, but he drinks all the. There's never a Diet Coke available. Imagine if they had Diet Cokes with Monopoly, McDonald's stickers on them. Like, you don't get because the single worst thing that you can get, both for yourself and just in general, is like soda at.
Oh, but the McDonald's fountain pops are so
It's
good.
true. There's bad. They are
Thank
better.
you, Jeff.
They are.
Thank you.
What
just
McDonald's
better.
versus anything else, or like
No, McDonald's. There's some.
yeah, but if you could have a Diet Coke, Tim, from McDonald's in their fountain pop, or a can of Diet Coke, the can of Diet Coke is far superior. I don't know. Fountain pop is fucking disgusting.
It's just got. There's extra sugar, just like
No,
the
it's syrup. Is what it is.
Okay, well, just like there's extra sugar in the Duke's ketchup.
Oh, which is gross. You don't want too much sugar in your.
I'm
ketchup.
just saying everything hits a little different there. But I'm not planning 2-time-a-day lunches this week as Monopoly's closing out and now trying to find the locations. Tim's got a call. So you have medium cups left?
Well, they've stopped double cupping a lot of things.
But you'll never get double cup.
No, but he
stickers.
was also complaining about this. Tim, why don't you tell your story about when you said you'd pick up like tea for your mom, but it wasn't from McDonald's and you got like triggered.
Well, just I felt like great. Now I got to make 2 stops because like I'm not going to purchase a drink. I'm not buying myself a coffee at Tim Hortons. I'm going to McDonald's while the contest is on. But if she wanted this pumpkin spice tea from Tim Hortons, I was like, okay, fine. And it was those things. If anyone's ever had them, they're like the boiling point of water. I think is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. They're served at like 211 degrees Fahrenheit. Like they're just about boiling. And you need those double cupped.
You don't need
sometimes
them
even
double cup.
with a
You don't
sleeve.
need them double cup. Tim Hortons.
They're that hot, man. They're that
a
hot.
sleeve.
Just use the sleeve.
The sleeve.
Hold on, though.
Oh, I'm sorry, they're soft hands.
Running an errand for your mom is a problem, but driving across town to hit up another Duke's, like to get
It's only
two
a problem
measly
because I'm trying to
stickers?
win this damn contest. And Tim Hortons coffee is one coffee with 2 fewer stickers for me.
Now, let me ask you this. Did you watch McMillions?
I did. The 10 cream, 10 sugar guy freaked me out.
So what you're saying is that you're going in this contest, and it could still be like rigged against you.
Well, maybe it's rigged, but you know what? Even if I knew it was rigged, the thrill and excitement of it is not something I would.
Where would the thrill or excitement be in it if you knew it was rigged?
Because I could still beat it.
No, the thrill and excitement. People are listening to this. You're being compared to the Scratchies weirdo, the penny slot lady, like just chain smoking. You're nut lowing. Just go to the dog track tomorrow. McDonald, like I don't know.
It is
Again,
the lowest. It's the doing heroin of
Jeff
bad
is
addictions.
really just trying to attack me because he thinks this is his opportunity to get above me on the not crazy standing.
No,
So this
I
isn't any
don't.
weapon to hand
I'm
type of
always above you
That's what's
because
going on.
I am stapled above you because I admit I am not normal. You think your actions are normal, therefore you are way crazier than me.
Paul is
That's
number
something a
one on the
crazy
not
person would
crazy
say.
scale.
I don't know. That's debatable too.
Amongst the four of us.
I don't know. Tim, I've got about 4 or 6 of these stickers later. I'll let
We'll
you
talk
know.
offline. We'll talk.
I'll let you. I'd love to be able to have like a gem that he needs. I'd feel so good in helping him fulfill his destiny.
It'd be awesome if you could attach something to it that, like, once he went to, like, I assume you have the stupid fucking piece of paper that you stick them to.
The game board, yes, I do.
That way,
I had a
once he sticks
the other night.
once he sticks it to the game board, that somehow it evaporates on him.
Yeah, that you had,
I had
a
a
nightmare
nightmare.
that you lost your game board.
No, I had a nightmare that I got the skill testing question wrong, and they wouldn't give me my prize that I won.
Did it wake you up in the middle of the night? Then you had to go have a cig to calm down.
That's really sad.
No, it wasn't
Are you
that
sure?
bad. It wasn't that bad, but I remember it seared into my brain. I was like, oh man. Anyway, this whole segment's been lame, and I regret talking about it.
Because it makes you look bad.
Well, I felt particularly bad about admitting that I would paw through your trash.
I don't know if Tim has something or not, but as it was revealed before the show on my text thread, is that are there classes you can take to learn how to do what adults should do? Because we want to enroll Tim in that. Tim is looking to buy a home. And he didn't realize that when you buy a home, you can get a realtor to help you buy the home.
No, what?
I thought realtors were for selling homes, not for buying homes. Because, you see the signs on people's homes, like, so, they're selling it with a realtor. Okay, that's what realtors are for. It didn't occur to me that you would hire a realtor.
Are you
to buy
a
home.
baby bird?
No, I just have never bought a home before.
I understand not buying, like,
I don't quite know the processes. I'm just going to plead ignorance. I don't know.
So how long have you been looking to buy a house for now then, though?
For several months, I'm just looking in a casual way. I'm being patient. But
I mean, you
didn't
could
quite
save yourself a lot of money, but you're not an expert at this, so it's probably better to get the counsel of someone who knows the comps in the neighborhood and
The
what to
comps
look
neighborhood,
for.
or just know how to find listings. Think about how bad Tim is at the internet. You think he's finding all the listings?
Well, I bet you it's just him driving around town looking for like
signs?
open house yard signs.
but he just-
No, I'm not that stupid. Come
Yeah,
on.
he went to the corner store and he got one of those books that they have for free that have all the new homes in them, haven't you?
No, I didn't do that. Nor did I go to the community cork boards to look at the homes and tear the piece of paper off to call back.
But it was revealed that he said he couldn't book an open house or try to get any sort of open house. And then someone asked him, like, doesn't your realtor hook that up for you? He's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, my hand to God, I thought the job of a realtor was predominantly to sell the home, not to buy the home. I mean, I've watched those $1 million listings where people have like advisors to help them buy homes. But first, those are incredibly wealthy people who have things to do, who hire people for all kinds of things to do things that the average person does for themselves. So I didn't put any stock in. Maybe I'm just being completely ignorant, and that's
So
if that's the
he
case, then
just
I'm
assumed
guilty.
they're personal assistants.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Or that somebody they hired to do a job, not that not that the common man does that. But apparently they do, and I learned that, and I'm open and willing for suggestions. I don't know why it's funny. I know better now.
I'm like, it's one of those.
You're approaching 40, Tim.
It's also a very common thing for someone in their 40s, like in their social circle, to know like a friend or a friend's wife or like somebody who themselves is themselves an actual real estate agent.
My wife and I were thinking about giving up our careers and becoming real estate agents, if only that we could get our poster and put it around town of us going back to back like this. Seems
Anyway,
pretty
I thought
cool.
those people principally sold homes, not purchased homes.
I have a realtor here and a realtor where Tim lives, where I'm looking for a home right now.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. Can I ask you a question? Because I had a question I wanted to ask you specifically.
Me or Jeff?
You.
Okay.
Because this is something that came up Tuesday that you were following very closely, and I don't know if you had a chance to discuss it, but I want to ask you what went on, because I don't quite understand it.
The election.
What in the name of God was happening with the odds on Tuesday night?
Okay. So here's what
You were following it very closely, and I kind of want you to give to dilate on what happened.
So here was the problem, and Paul kind of articulated it to me when we were talking about it. So there was a very sharp way that you could have played this. Because, I mean, Paul, you can even chime in on this, that you didn't know that Pennsylvania was counting its votes, its mail-in ballots, after the polls had closed, correct?
Correct.
So there was these it feels like they could have done a better job of articulating when the mail-in ballots were going to be counted. Because I think a lot of people just thought that they were going to be counted right away. Because they were counted right away in some states, or they'd been previously counted and they were just immediately thrown onto the total. So when it looked like Trump was running away with some of these like swing states, he wins Florida, you expect him to win Florida. Like there was the pipe dream of, I had money on Biden to win Texas and Georgia. One paid $250, one paid $200. So, plus $200 ended up paying. That was nice. But at the same time, even the live odds of the state by state as we got deeper into the night, even when the odds started swinging back towards Biden, Pennsylvania, Biden was still plus 220 midway through the night. Georgia, he was plus 200. And in Wisconsin and in Michigan for a while before everyone kind of figured out what was going on. I was like, oh, these late ballots are coming in and they're all Biden. And then everything switched. But I think what happened to the books, and some people got caught.
I think it's 16's happening all over again.
When it got to minus 775, I went, this is delusional.
But it didn't, though.
But
that was the thing. I was tracking the odds. You can follow me posting, when the odds started going up and going, I think, my bookie listed at minus 800 at one point. And people were like, oh my God, they had Trump at, I think minus 500 was, really, because the books are, the books aren't, they're trying to take your money, for one thing, but they do want to balance it out. Yeah. Once it got to, minus 200, minus 225.
They just don't want to take any more Trump money.
Everyone just started betting Trump. Yeah. Okay. Because they thought it's all happening again. And then people just started pounding it. And then people just waited. Our friend got it at plus 300 for Biden. I got it at plus 150 for Biden. Just when I just took an overall look at what was going on here. It's Biden's going to win.
I kept advising calm to our friends on that thread the whole night.
He was advising calm to me also in a personal Tim. Tell me what's going on here. Are you nervous yet? And then Tim was like, no. Tim was undeterred, and then I thought it was just Tim maybe being stubborn, because I got to say, as someone who isn't politically savvy but loves election season, you're seeing this thing. It's oh my God, in 2016, Trump became the favorite at 950. Tonight, Trump became the favorite at 925. You're holy shit, it feels the same. My wife's
Yeah, my wife had to turn it off. I was I want to watch this. This is great.
And all this stuff, but literally in you talking, I thought of something. What literally happened, and I don't even understand the sport that well, but it seemed like the voting tabulation was literally Trump was playing cricket. He was the only one batting, and you get your full turn to bat.
Yeah.
But Biden still gets his full turn to get his 30 outs or whatever, however cricket
works. He gets his 3 days to go hit.
Yeah, he gets his 3 days to hit, but everyone thought this was happening an equal game simultaneously.
I actually think that's a pretty good analogy. And then
and that doesn't excuse the polls, which were incredibly wrong again.
Well, the polls seemed really wrong in Florida, but everywhere else they were within the margin of error, weren't they?
You don't get margin of errors apply to a single poll. You don't get to apply margin of errors the same way to an aggregate of polls. Not quite the same thing. And they all missed in the same direction again. So the polling was, by and large, quite terrible. And less excusable this time because 4 years ago they didn't know the mistakes we were making. They were supposed to fix them, and I got it wrong again. So there is sort of a crisis, and that's why there's a crisis of numbers on Tuesday night. You had the betting side stuff, which I know you were following, and I was very interested in. And how can all these people with money who seem to be kind of smart and savvy be misunderstanding the circumstances so badly? But at the same time, the pollsters and the aggregators were getting it really wrong too. And so I was like, what is going on here? What can I trust? What can I not trust? Well, I trusted my own gut, which is I thought it would be fine, but I'm looking at all these numbers flying around from groups and people I respect, and I'm like, what in the name of heavens is going on here?
Well, it's hard to really kill the aggregators for it because they're not actual pollsters.
I agree.
They're not the ones administering the polls. They're
no, the greater sin is the pollsters.
Yeah, they're trusting that the pollsters would actually have done their job properly. And I'm sure that they did adjust. They just adjusted incorrectly or not enough, or they need to figure out a new way. Because we even talked about it, I think, 2 weeks ago. That who are they polling? People that you can phone on a landline? That's not really helping you, is it?
No, the important thing is the miss wasn't random. The miss was in the exact same direction in almost every state. That tells you something, that there was something systematically wrong again.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, this all kind of boils down to Trump and probably people not wanting, because you get mocked publicly for being a Trump supporter.
Maybe it happened in the midterms too in some of these states, but maybe that's because he was the president.
In a lot of places that people didn't want to admit that they were doing it. Do you think that these polling errors, because the only reason I ask this, and maybe I'll ask my friend who's like big into this, is that polling in almost every other country over the past like 5 years has been really, really accurate. It's only the United States that seems off.
That's a great point.
Like almost,
it may
almost
just
like
wasn't
America.
Brexit was bad, but that was pre-Trump.
That was
right?
pre-Trump,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
basically since Trump has been elected, polling and like even like riding by riding. Look how accurate the polling was in Canada during the last election, Tim. Like it was dead on.
It missed a little bit on the overall vote total, but it was still pretty sound.
But like riding by riding, I think it was like 98% or something like that.
Yeah,
same as in Britain, same as New Zealand, same as Australia. Like it just seems there has to be a Trump effect on all of this. And that's why it's so
or just
off.
a media effect of trying to make plus the United States political culture is just really different. This is what American exceptionalism means. It doesn't mean it's better or worse. American exceptionalism means they're exceptional in the sense that they're just different. They're like nowhere else. And their political culture is like no other political culture. They buck trends at every turn. And that's what we're seeing here. And at least that's my interpretation of it from like a political science point of view, is that this is the American political culture showing that they are not easily definable as just amongst those in the West, that they're a unique character unto themselves. And it may be that for a while we can't really poll certain things in the United States, or if we do poll, we can't then say the purpose of these polls is to tell us who's going to win or what the result's going to be. That may not be an option available to us. It may just give us a general sense of what may be happening at that moment in time, kind of. And we just have to sort of accept that messy confusion for the time being. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm comfortable with things not being clear and cut and dried in that sense. But I think the point is well made that America is different. And the reason is that their political culture is unlike any other.
Well, I'm curious because I didn't look at any of the like French election. Were the French election polling way off? Because they're what?
No,
the only
Macron was supposed to win.
He was supposed to win, but like, who was it? Le Pen is muddier, wasn't that the other one?
Yeah, Marine Le Pen might have. People thought maybe she had a chance to win on the first ballot, but like with some U.S. states, in France, you go to a runoff if you don't win 50%.
Well, see that's the thing. Like the French political system is set up the most like the American one, right? Like they both have presidential systems where everyone else basically has
agreed. I mean, France is a weirdly weird duck in some ways, but because they have cohabitation that we don't have in the same way. But yes, absolutely, theirs is more American than it is parliamentary.
So I would think that they would probably have the biggest crossover there because in every maybe that's the thing. When you have a name at the top of the ticket, and that can affect what happens in each of the states, and like we saw, that people went to go vote against Trump, who were Republicans and still just voted Republican all the way to the rest down the list.
Yeah.
So
the GOP are going to pick up 7 or 8 seats in the House. They're going to hold the Senate, it looks like. Like if Trump just carried the vote that down ticket Republicans got, he would have won the election. There was a lot of people who said, I don't want him, but I don't hold his party responsible for him. That's what we saw last Tuesday.
Well, I don't know.
But for a while, the bettors thought, oh no, they were giving a big endorsement of Trump.
You see, I don't necessarily know if it was the bettors. I think it was like I
wonder if we'll ever know the handle that came in on Trump.
All the handle that came in pre-election, and then the biggest bets that were made during the election were all on Biden. Like all the sharp people bet Biden at like plus 300.
But I assume for the line to move to even minus 500, like there had to have been so much smoke coming in on Biden.
I feel like they're not big bets, though. I think it was a lot like the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight, where everyone who was like betting large all bet on Floyd Mayweather, but just the amount of bets coming in on Conor McGregor at a small volume ended up just winning the day.
Right,
there were so many of them.
Except if it was in the middle of the 4th round and people saw the first 3 rounds and threw all their money behind McGregor.
But that's not actually the case, though, because people didn't know what. If you're watching a boxing match, you can pretty much tell who's winning and who's not winning. In this election, it didn't seem like, and this is a pretty good point because Geoff, you kind of pointed this out. Like you didn't really know what was going on, and like when you go to Twitter to figure out what's going on, everyone's a fucking expert. Turns out they don't fucking know anything.
And they're lighting their hair on fire and screaming around in a circle.
Yeah. It turns out no one really knew what was going on except for like people who actually like you, Tim. I will give you credit on this.
People who are political scientists who have been focusing on how this was going to go. I mean, still some of them overreacted. And I was getting really strange too because there were some results I saw that made me think, oh, this is going to be close. And it ended up being actually a pretty close election. 200,000 votes in 4 states is the difference. But I never was deterred because I knew the way the votes were going to come in. But most people don't have the training or the knowledge. They just see Trump is up 60-40 in Pennsylvania, and they spin around in their chair a bunch and scream.
And I think you kind of hit on it too. And it's like, I mean, the media is playing into this, no matter what station that it's going to be. They want to make it seem like, oh, it's going to be close. Like Biden could come back here. Oh, Trump's not dead yet, just to continue to get people to tune back in.
Sure.
But at the same time, I think the polling is somewhat affected by like the internet mafia of people who are good with numbers and believe them to the absolute truth. And then you have all of the shows, whether it's left or whether it's right, that if your poll is slightly off of like the consensus poll, it's like, oh, well, your poll is no good. Well, maybe that poll was actually better.
Yeah, or even if it's not, at least it shows you're being honest. Like the New York, I think it was the New York Times, and I could be wrong, but somebody had Biden up by 17 in Wisconsin. Now, it was a ludicrous poll, but give them credit for being honest. That's what their numbers said. They weren't trying to like hide behind what it was going to be. But you're right. There is you said it, like a mafia online of stats people who seem to think that human beings can be quantified perfectly by numerical mathematics, and we can understand human interaction in a mathematical way. That's only true to an extent, but it kind of isn't, because human beings are messy and confusing and contradictory and random and do things for weird reasons, and you can never fully anticipate it.
Yeah. Now,
hopefully, those people have been chastened a little bit. Not that numbers don't matter. Numbers are really important, and they teach us stuff. But the numbers cannot be the be-all and end-all of understanding human interaction when it comes to government. Otherwise, you're sapping people of their agency.
And it works the other way too. Like when we think about like football or anything like that, that you get the quantitative methods people that tell you like, here's how it is. Defense doesn't matter, whatever. And then that's the only thing that they can go with, because it's so hard to like, whether it's the eyeball test, everyone's going to see something a little bit differently.
Oh, sure.
So I do agree that looking at whether it be the polling or the math of the election or of football is the preferred way to do it, to inform you of what's going on, because what you see might not be what I see or what Geoff sees or whoever sees. We can all have different interpretations of, how we feel that the culture is going, how the mood is shifting. But the numbers are going to tell you what the numbers say. It's just, you can't trust them 100% because they're not going to be that accurate.
Exactly. Football games decided because the football bounced to the left and it's a fumble, or bounced to the right and it's recovered.
Geoff wins his Rookie of the Year bet because a doctor covertly stabbed Tyrod Taylor in the lung with a needle.
Well, I didn't make it till after that, but
the numbers can give you a general sense on the lay of the land, but you can't hammer it down to a confidence value of this percent or that percent, really, in a lot of ways, because human beings don't admit for that. That's not the way humans interact freely in the world. And hopefully we've learned that.
And taking a dogmatic approach towards, no, I'm right. The numbers say I'm right. I'm clearly going to be right.
Oh, it's that is ungallant and not becoming. And one would hope that everyone has learned to be a little bit more charitable. I hope.
We'll see. Buffalo at Arizona. Oh, Paul, you had something to say.
Just wanted to highlight Tim's landslide proclamation.
That's true.
That's just so that doesn't go forgotten.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. And don't listen to the people who tell you it was a blowout by looking at the popular vote. That's not a thing. It doesn't count. It doesn't mean anything. People who say this election was a landslide are people who are saying by this metric that isn't a thing that I want to count that doesn't. It was very close. It wasn't a landslide. I was wrong about that. I still got the winner right, but it was a heck of a lot closer than I thought.
First time ever picking the winner of the presidential election. Congratulations.
No, I picked 2004 correctly as well.
You had Bush over Kerry. Since then, he's been wrong on every other election.
Yeah, I have been.
Obama was like,
wasn't Obama like minus 500? Like,
but I was just certain. Anyway, I was wrong.
You really got your finger on the pulse of the people, my man.
Frequently wrong, seldom in doubt.
Buffalo at Arizona. All of the good games are in the late set of games this week. There's 5 late games.
Yeah, you know why?
Masters. You think it is? Or this is just how it broke down?
I'm not really sure.
I think this is just how it broke down.
The first time ever we've had more 5 o'clock games than 2 o'clock games.
The Chargers are at 4 o'clock in Miami.
There's 6 early games, 5 later games.
I thought there was 5 and 6. I'm sorry.
Unless Cincinnati and Pittsburgh is a later game, and
I think it is.
Is it? Why would Cincinnati?
It would be a CBS game.
There's 5 games. I sent you a message earlier. I looked at the 4 o'clock slate earlier today. It's not. There's 5 games at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. So
okay.
Shucks, he's right.
So it is because of the Masters then. Yeah, all the Fox except for Houston and Cleveland, which they probably just don't care about.
But this is what I don't. This is what I don't understand. Why with the Masters is CBS going 4:05 and not 4:25? Like they're trying to get 60 minutes in also? Like they're trying to bite off a lot.
4:25 belongs to the marquee game.
No, every Fox game is 4:25.
Maybe that's an agreement for Fox versus CBS.
So then try to put, I guess.
Try to trade time slots.
It's like, let us do 4:15 then. Like, let us have every minute we can. Because as you've pointed out, it doesn't matter who's playing who. Any game under the NFL shield is exponentially more important than golf. Unless it's Tiger Woods.
Even if it is Tiger Woods.
You're right.
And you put Houston and Cleveland at 4:25 and the Masters playoff at 4:20 with Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson versus Rory McIlroy. The football game's going to draw more people.
They
Football
would be
was
trying
just
to burn CBS studios to the ground for not showing that football game.
No, I think it's the crazier
football
people
rules
would
all.
be the ones trying to burn it to the ground would be the football fans if they didn't.
That's what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Football is king.
Well, there's
And at
just
least
so
CBS
much.
understands it.
There's so
And
much
golf is-
money involved.
But golf is also accepting of that too.
Yes,
Oh yeah, they know.
They understand their place. So
that's
The Masters are in Augusta, Georgia.
listen.
They know the role of football in their lives.
They change as much as daylight plays a part of it. As I said off the top, they altered their cut rule at the Masters, I think, to accommodate the network who has football.
and they also want people to tune into the Masters too.
Of course.
They don't want to go head to head on the like on CBS. That's people.
So, what game will you watch? Like at 1:00, what is your favorite game to even like try to pay attention to? Tampa, Carolina,
or Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. I guess.
No, we just said that's
not.
four.
Philly Giants
Great.
fantasy.
Nothing.
I mean, I have
I'll feel
multiple
free
TVs.
to watch golf.
It's not that
I'll be
big of a
free to
deal.
watch golf.
I'll have the
I
golf
just
on the
flip
big
around
TV.
on one TV.
I'll have the big TV with golf on it. Then I'll have like 3 games on the other 3 TVs.
Well, Pat, too rich. Some of us only have one TV that we watch our games.
no,
on. I
you're
just
plenty
flip
rich. You just don't know how to work a cord.
yeah, and Tim doesn't know how to stream a game on his phone or on his computer, which I can do.
Tim's
So
rich
it's pretty
enough
easy.
to have 6 screens going. I'm
Okay,
sure
so
of
Tim,
it.
you have a TV in your house. You have your phone. You have a computer. I assume you have an iPad.
Yeah, but I don't know how to use any of those.
Well,
things.
that's not my fault now, is it?
You're too rich.
How many
Anyway,
computers do you have?
You need one of those personal assistants, like not
Like a
that you
realtor.
think is a realtor that can also serve as your realtor.
Like when Kramer had that Darren character.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
John Hamm in the Skip the Dishes commercial.
That's only in
I hate
Canada.
those.
I know.
I love those
Is
commercials.
he not the
They're great.
most annoying? Like he parlayed an amazing role in an amazing show into being like cameo comedy guy is pathetic. Like for us, not for him.
Why is it pathetic for us?
I mean, he sucks.
He's great. He was great on 30 Rock. He's great. He's
like
great. in
8-5. It's past.
He's great in
Past.
those commercials.
He has jumped the shark.
Oh, I highly disagree.
His comedy has jumped the shark.
Jeff is 100% right.
I love those commercials.
I don't
You're
know
just-
when
you're
Tim
just mad.
agrees with
You're
me
just
is-
mad because they're on all the time.
This guy as the comedy cameo guy from his I don't understand how he got that niche. He was good in Bridesmaids.
He was good in Bridesmaids. He's good in the
He was good in the
Town.
town.
Yeah, that wasn't like a comedy
No,
cameo.
but he's
role.
doing.
He can do that. I like John Hamm, the actor. I can't stand this John Hamm all over the place as a comedy cameo guy. I don't respect that. I don't get it. I don't
like
think he's worthy of it. They're better people for something like that.
Like who? Who
I
would you,
ca-
who would you rather
Shit,
cast in
I
that
wish I
commercial?
could name someone, but comedy people.
Scott Kahn's dad, as your wife would say.
Yeah, sure. I don't know who. I wish I was better prepared to answer it, but I guarantee you I'll lie in bed tonight and have 7 names.
You text those to me when we're done.
A lot of people aren't calling it that.
Who isn't calling it that besides you?
The people in general, the DMs I get. People say, "Good work, TC."
You DM yourself now from your burner accounts, do you?
I don't have burner accounts.
We know
Again,
you have like 17 burner accounts.
No, I don't. I wouldn't do that. Just like I was told that I couldn't apply for that PS5 giveaway because I'd have all those burners to apply for it.
Post a DM from anybody who said that your name or that the show is not called CUST Corner.
I could easily do that. And that
From the
would've-
last week.
do it.
From the last week.
I don't need to prove anything.
Sounds pretty real. So remember how Tim said he wasn't addicted to McDonald's? He was just addicted to Monopoly stickers. Well, McDonald's is now running a 2 for $5 egg McMuffin deal, and Tim's been going every day.
Not every day, but it's such. I know that it's good marketing, but like I was going all the time because the McMuffins had the stickers, and now they're 2 for $5 when there aren't stickers. And like that's such a good deal. At least I think it's a good deal because of what I was spending before
What's
on them.
it cost normally?
Like a meal was like, I don't know, I feel like it was like $7.
Well,
to
what's
get
a McMuffin cost?
I don't think I've ever bought a McMuffin on.
So
its
you
own.
have no idea if this is a deal or not. They could be charging you more for all you know.
I'm pretty sure they're $3.19 a piece. The sausage and egg McMuffin. The one with the ham is terrible. I'd never eat that one.
Tim too rich.
Oh, hold on. You'd never eat that one, or you've never eaten that one?
I would never select that one.
But then how do you know that it's awful?
Because why would I want ham when I could have the bacon or the sausage? Like,
Is it all day, these sandwiches?
these are all day, 2 for $5 all day. This is such a deal.
Can I give you
It's hard to pass up on it. Now, I know I can't have it every day. For example, I got to go to the doctor's tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be firing those into me.
I'd rather
before I
Wait,
go to the doctor.
you're trying to what are you going to tell your doctor?
I'd rather the hash
When he asks you about your eating habits, are you going to tell him that you're going to McDonald's like once every 2 days?
Well, I don't know that it'll get to be that in-depth of a conversation.
Can you record that meeting? How many?
No, that would be illegal in so many ways.
How many sodas do you consume a week? Oh, about 24 DCs.
No more.
Do you not get hash browns now with the 2 for $5?
McDonald's all the
No,
time.
you get 2 sandwiches for $5.
Pack
That
of
is
cigs
such
day.
a deal. It is. Like you look at that and go, my God, that's real savings. Now I understand.
So what do
you
you-
be getting it that often? But I drive by and it's like, man, that is such a deal. And then I feel like a
Why do
chump
you
for
care
not
about
stopping and buying.
that? But the way you talk about like how frivolously you don't look at prices at the grocery store, what do you
I
care?
still
if
know
nor-
what a good deal is.
But what do you? But
do
like-
you know what a
But
good deal
normally,
is?
like it might be 2 for like $6.50.
Okay, well then I'm saving $1.50.
You,
that I
you
wasn't
don't have
saving
to
for
spend the
last
money
month.
on egg McMuffins.
I know I don't have to, but I feel like bad when I drive by. Oh man, I could have bought.
It's
that.
like the
Because you're
Harveys.
addicted.
It's like the 2
You
for
are
$6
addicted.
Harvey's burgers.
I'm
Yeah.
not addicted.
It sounds like you have what you are saying is what
You
addicted
can't get
people say.
addicted to McMuffins. That's
you
not
make?
possible.
Did you make a note in your journal?
No, I saw it on TV or on the Twitters. I think the next day.
Yeah,
I
but
was like,
just like you
really?
said with the Harveys, you had to make a note in your journal.
Well, that I saw on TV. That's different. I was writing in my journal when it came on, so I made a note of it. And that's a good deal too. It's like anyway, these are all good deals. I don't know why you brought this up. Well, people don't need to know about this.
I'm happy you brought it up.
What did you get at the steakhouse? Did you get the foie gras like I suggested?
I didn't get the foie gras.
What are
but I
you
got
doing
everything
with
else,
yourself?
But I got everything else you recommended. I got the ribeye, like you asked. I got the truffle aioli, like you recommended, with the fries.
And was it good?
It was excellent. It was truly excellent. It took us too long to order, but once we did order, it was really good, and it wasn't crazy expensive. At least I didn't think so. And it tasted great, and I was delighted.
How come you didn't get the gras? Is it because it's too rich? You're afraid of the gout?
No, it was late and I just wanted to get my steak and my fries. And then I had been out of the house for more than like 2 hours. And I was like, all right, this is long enough. It's probably time for me to go home now.
Hold on,
So
how
I kinda-
long? Hold on. You're literally like my 80-year-old father. I've been out of the house. You just said, how long were you out of the house?
Like 2.5, 3 hours at that point. Like
Now he's adding on to the
back.
back. Now he's adding on to the back. It was 2 hours. Now it's 2.5 or 3.
And I'm away from my house. Like, this is downtown.
2 hours.
Oh, at least.
This show takes over 2 hours to film. Jeff would have to leave before it's over.
Well, like if I was like getting like, all right, it's time to go home now. I've been at Saturday night.
You
I
go
got
to
Sunday
work.
morning. What?
I'm saying like you're a working human.
Yeah,
like
he works at home now because of COVIDs.
I'm saying you know how to prepare for being out of the house.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's a Saturday night, and I don't, I'm
Even
out,
more reason
like
to not
my
be in a
normal-
rush to
You know
go
what?
home.
Okay, fine. I was out of my comfort zone. Is that what you wanted to hear? Fine.
The
I
whole-
was downtown,
the whole
out of my
world-
comfort zone.
The whole world wants to go out and eat. And Tim can do it. And all he wants to do is go home.
No, but I went out though. I thought about it for a while. I was like, do I really want to go? Like,
Was this the dinner you were getting harassed over about your trade?
Well, that happened at this dinner. But anyway, I had to like get my courage up to say, okay, I guess you're going to get out of the house. You're going to go. Now, next week on a Saturday, I'm going to this fancy Nordic spa to check that out. So that's really out of my house.
Paging all photoshoppers. We need TC.
Yeah,
at a
TC
Nordic
at the
spa.
Blue
Story
Lagoon
next
now.
week on the show. I'm going to this fancy Nordic spa in the wealthiest part of the province.
Of course,
actually
Tim
called
Too
Costco.
Rich.
But it will allow me to also buy the best pizza in the province on the way home. But anyway, I will
Pizza
get.
Hut?
I'm going-
No. It's this place that cuts up hot dogs, like dollar wieners from the grocery store, and puts it on a pizza. Apparently, it's just awful. Tim apparently loves it.
Anyway, it's fresh source stuff. It's really good. Anyways, but I'm going to this Nordic spa where apparently there's hot pools and cold pools.
What got you there?
I had read about and heard about it.
Who are you
And I was
going
like,
with?
Going by myself. Just gonna check it out.
It's what wealthy people do.
No. It's actually not that expensive. It's like $50 for a session. Like it's pretty cheap actually.
Sure, Tim.
And I want to test it
Yeah,
out.
like
So
$50 entry.
Yeah.
He's probably got 8 like buy-ups. He's already
course,
scheduled.
yeah.
yeah.
I've been to
Well, yeah,
my
there's
wife
already
and
looked at a
my wife
couple
and
of
I
that.
go to
I
these
actually
things.
did
You
a
walk
couple of
out spending $1,000. is what
Yeah.
happens.
Tim's ready. He's made some check marks besides some upsells.
I actually have already looked at a
Yeah,
couple.
of course. What do you mean $50?
But anyway, that's what the
Does it
buy.
come with a happy
Anyway,
ending?
but no.
Comes with a
That's not what
tug.
do you know what a spa is?
Why don't you have a tug, pal? Is what they're going to tell you.
No, none of that is going to happen. It's
See,
going to be
you-
clean, ethical living.
Nothing wrong with a tug. All the
You
wealthy
people are turning everything into smut.
Ask Robert Kraft. He enjoys a tug.
Ugh.
Hold on. When did Monopoly start? In November or October?
October 7th, I do believe.
So now you're going to be in 2 full months of McDonald's binging?
No. I basically am done with it.
Really?
But like,
Except every other day, double barrel McMuffins.
no, not. I just mentioned it. So it ended last Monday. Monday was the 9th. There's no way I've been to McDonald's more than 5 times since then.
I think
No
it's
way.
still on.
So in the past 8 days, there's no way you've been there more than 5 times?
Yeah, I don't think I've been there more than 5 times.
See, when you say
Yeah,
it
5 times.
in numbers,
So that's
it's a
10 McMuffins.
No, but it wasn't always McMuffins. I mean,
Yeah, it was
coffee.
always 2 McMuffins.
yeah, plus something else.
No, it might just be coffee or McMuffins. Anyway, sort of off track here.
Did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
I was going to ask a question about something to do with sort of NFL statistics that there's got to be something wrong with the math. And this is the win expectancy percentages, because too many times this season has a team been 99% favored and lost. That can happen every now and then.
Is this
When
like
it seems
a
to happen as
Chargers
often
joke? What's
as it's
happening?
doing now,
No.
if it happens as often as it's happening, that tells me that there's something fundamentally screwed up with the math. I'm not in no position to tell you how to fix it because I can't. But it makes me very suspicious of these win percentage graphs that we see. If all the time teams seem to be like week after week, coming back from being 98% underdogs to win. Like there's something wrong there. Like they aren't accounting for something.
I would agree with you. I don't know the modeling that goes into win probability. Maybe I'll ask Leone's going to be on the show on Thursday. He would actually probably have a pretty good grasp of what goes into it. But does it happen as often as we think, or do you just notice it when it does happen?
Well, it should only happen 1 every 100 games. Right?
Sure. But I mean,
An NFL season is 256 games long.
So
So you shouldn't see it.
But
more
there
than
is
two-
but there is you shouldn't see it more than 2.5 times per year. But if one year had 6 of them, then the next year had 1, that wouldn't be out of the range of outcomes either, right?
No, it wouldn't. And this is all a part of what I'd like to put to people is let's take a look at these numbers and figure out if there is a problem. But it does seem like you see on Twitter every single week, someone show a chart of a team that had a crazy high win expectancy rate and they lost. Like now last week, I get it with that Cardinals Buffalo game. That is a prime example of where that would it makes sense that a 99.9% favorite lost. They lost on a Hail Mary. But you look at game after game after game, whether it be the Bears in week 1. I mean, we could rattle off all kinds, and I would say, okay, if this is happening this often, like there's a ghost in the machine, like something about the math is wrong.
I assume that it doesn't account for human error, which is generally the reason that these things happen. Either it's a bad decision or DeAndre Swift dropping a ball where he's wide open in the end zone.
Or Anthony Lynn.
Yeah, just doing the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, poor Jeff. How many times have you been on the raw? I mean, you probably know.
Well,
You guys have been like 95% favored this year and lost a game.
Well, when you brought this up, I thought you were just taking some blind
I wasn't.
shot
It just occurred
at
to me now. No, it occurred to me now that the Chargers have actually been in those circumstances.
Oh yeah, it just occurred.
Well, it actually wasn't what I was thinking about the Buffalo game last week, and that's what actually got me to think about it.
Paul,
I would argue that it doesn't factor in the Andercust. Please stop cheering for the Buffalo Bills.
Have you eaten a
Put the
chilled?
division away, and I can stop. Until such time, I am obliged to cheer for the Bills.
Have you
Pick
eaten
Miami
a
this
chilled
week.
Reese's peanut butter cup yet?
Yes, out of the fridge and freezer, fridge is much better. Much better. The freezer one actually is bad. I didn't like it.
The freezer
The
one
fridge,
could freeze it
like it.
too much, actually.
Maybe mine was too frozen.
Because I actually put some in my basement freezer, and they didn't freeze. They freeze too solidly.
I
fired mine in a deep freeze.
I
will
prefer
say.
the fridge. We keep ours in the fridge.
Like all chocolate
fridge,
bars, or just
All
Reese's?
chocolate
Yeah,
bars.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
someone
Fridge
says-
was great.
Some people say you eat too many chocolate
Eat
bars.
too many chocolate bars.
And you don't wash your face.
Maybe Justin Herbert eats too many chocolate bars.
Chocolate bars. I don't know. I don't know what Herbert's up to. He's coming up here next, though. I had one more thing. Was there anything else, Tim? Because I wanted to talk about.
No, that was my big thing for this week.
I wanted to talk about virtual influencers for a minute. But maybe I should save that for the end of the year CUST Corner, and we do some real things. But I'll leave you with this, Jeff.
Okay,
In
that was-
Asia right now, because of the pandemic, people can't really go anywhere. So they've created these avatars, which are virtual influencers. So they're people with Instagram accounts or whatever China has as its main social media that are just holograms and computer generated images. And now these people, or these virtual influencers who aren't real people, have 3 to 6 million followers. And brands pay them, or brands create them to go promote their products. So they're way better than people. So you have to pay them less. And they can be in multiple places at once. I feel like that would freak Tim out.
Doesn't it kind of freak everybody out?
No, I actually think it makes a lot of intuitive
It's that
sense.
uncanny valley thing, right? There's something eerie about its verisimilitude. I don't know. I
I'm
get
creeped
why
out.
a company would want to do it. I think it's creepy, Brave New World type stuff.
Is it any different than something like Doug the Pug, who just won the People's Choice Award, Tim? The People's Choice Award. And this is
know.
from the People's Choice Awards, the big awards. Doug the
I
Pug,
know.
a big winner. Favorite animal.
See, he's bigger than an animal to me. He's a true celebrity as far as I'm
Oh,
concerned.
stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, he's the People's Choice, Tim. Unlike you.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the
That
self-proclaimed People's Tribune.
sounds like a real rigged election, if you ask me.
Which election do you think is more rigged? Serious question. Rigged.
I'm like George Wendt in Cheers. I come last.
Yeah, you're beyond last. There's spots reserved for people to come in between the coin and you.
That's fine. Doesn't bother me.
Sounds like it might bother you.
No, I'm in a good mood.
How
you're
many
in a
years
good
has it
mood.
been since you've beaten Pat in spread picks?
I
beat-
beat him last year.
No, you didn't beat me last year. You beat me 2 years ago. 3 years ago. When we were doing this show out of that weird studio. So it's 7-1 for me in the 8 years of doing the show. We already recapped all the games and everything like that in the spread records on the Thanksgiving show. Jeff picked up an extra one on Monday night, along with the coin by having the Rams. Tim and I had Tampa Bay, so we fell back. So 10-3 for me, 9-4 for Jeff, 3-10 for Tim, 8-5 for the coin. Tim was bragging about how he's beaten the coin. It's only a four game difference between him and the coin at this point.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you got a lot of confidence off air off a guy off a 3-10. So let's see. I'm excited for
but
this.
people
one.
who are listening to this, I very well likely won them a bunch of money on Thanksgiving. So this is the time to press.
You know this is coming out on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, but I bet you people aren't going to listen to this one until after Thanksgiving.
They might. They might. Listen, people are traveling a lot, although some people
No, they're
aren't
not.
traveling. There's a lot of people who are traveling, Tim.
Some are. Most aren't.
There's a
still
lot.
a
There's a
lot.
lot of people traveling. It's not like in a normal year, but there's a vast majority of people who are traveling here.
It's not like trains, planes, and automobiles where every airport is packed.
Well,
So
yeah,
people have to take
so-
buses everywhere.
So there's time to kill. So you might get to both shows before Thanksgiving actually starts because you're on your way somewhere. And we're here to fill that time for you to make sure that it goes by pretty quickly. Why are you in such a good mood anyway? Is it because that guy tweeted those Coke glasses at you?
Yes, actually. The idea that McDonald's is giving out these like really cool glass Coke mugs in different colors for Christmas like brightened my spirits. Like, I can't wait to get these. Not only will they one day be really valuable, they'll also be really cool to use. I can't wait until I can get my hands on them.
Someone's going back to McDonald's all December after being there all October and November.
I ordered McDonald's this weekend. All the McDonald's talk finally got to me.
Yeah,
I broke
of
down.
course, of
It had been
course.
like 4 months. I was like, I need to get some McDonald's in me. And guess what showed up, Jeff? Because they make you because I order it through the app and I do it through the Uber Eats app because I don't want to have to go pick it up. I want it brought to me. But you have to order a drink through the app, and I never get the drinks at McDonald's. Just there's no real reason for it. So I had to order a root beer. I ordered a root beer for my wife, and it showed up with Monopoly stickers on it.
Wow, that's valuable. Yeah, it's just an Easter egg.
I
of
had been
sorts.
texting Tim, and he hadn't been texting me back. Then I sent him a picture of that instant response.
I was like, you just found like the Holy Grail or something. Like, those shouldn't be around anymore.
Especially
You
near
know they
where
probably
you
hold on
live,
to the
like a
winners.
very densely populated area of town. Like the McDonald's you would be getting from.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
in one of the busier neighborhoods. I guess it just
Because I know where I live, they were gone before.
Did they give you enough barbecue sauces for your McNuggets?
They did because you have an actual option on the app to order as many as like you can pick how many you would like.
I have something also I need to say. McDonald's in Canada, I believe, is exponentially better than McDonald's in the States.
Why?
I don't know. I think we might have different like
The sauces are different.
food and drug regulations that maybe they have to like. It's got to be a better standard. But I swear to God, and I stand by this.
Well, as Tim has pointed out before, one of his favorite things to do in different countries is go to McDonald's.
That's
The
pretty
sweet
funny.
tea that you can't get in Canada, but you can get in the United States is so amazing. And I'm so upset, and my requests have gone unanswered to have it brought to Canada, and I don't know why we can't have it.
Have
It's
you
so-
evolved beyond writing letters to the head corporation?
Well, it seems to me I should get it here if I can have it there. Like, is McDonald's like sponsored content of the show these days? We should be giving them a lot of air.
Well, I'm really trying to work it out, Tim. I'm looking out for your best interest here. I think that McDonald's should really just sponsor you. It's almost like my deal with DraftKings, where I do this show independent of DraftKings, but they pay off Pat Mayo to talk about DraftKings. Play on DraftKings. If I'm talking on someone else's show, be like, hey, you should play on DraftKings. It's part of the deal. McDonald's should do that with you.
I want those cups.
They sort of feel so evergreen that they don't need to do that with anybody other than Travis Scott.
Guess so.
You have no idea what I'm talking
Who is
about.
Travis Scott?
I don't need to explain who. He's just a very popular, I believe, rapper.
Okay.
But they released.
do I seem like a rapman?
No, but in the States, he released his own special McDonald's combo,
Okay.
which is kind of just, it was so weird what it was. It was just like a generic thing, but it was so popular. And then these like hipster
I like to order off menu
teenagers
when I
were
can.
harassing like the drive-through people. Not like actual harassing, but like making their stupid jokes and TikToks.
I believe
It was
very
selling
strongly
out
if you
everywhere.
can,
I don't know.
you should order off menu at a place like McDonald's. I
Hold
feel
on.
very
Yeah,
strongly.
if there's a place to order off menu, it's definitely McDonald's.
Tim, do you know who Travis Scott is?
I've heard of.
See,
him,
you're not the
but
king of pop culture. Like, you're just done right there. Like, done. You're done.
Oh, well, I see. I didn't realize that on your birth certificate it states arbiter of pop culture kings and queens. So if you've decided I'm not the king of pop culture, well, then that's it.
I
then.
swear to God,
I
put
bet you
this
Doug
out.
would know.
Put this out to any normal person
Hey.
who's with it right now,
Hey.
and they will say, not knowing Travis Scott means you cannot be a proclaimed king of pop culture. Because I
Does
want to
P-Shag
say,
know who this is?
I want to say he's the center of pop culture at the moment. This guy.
I stopped listening to music in 2004.
Yes.
So I'm
yes.
out of music.
Yes.
Well, Tim didn't see him on Entertainment Tonight, so
Anything this guy touches
Or
turns to
E-Talk Daily.
freaking gold right now. Like gold.
the last time I talked about rap,
And
on
I don't
the
know
show,
anything. I don't know anything.
The last
I
time
couldn't
I
name one
talked
song
about rap on this show, I called Wale Whale, and that was the end of me.
Yeah, I don't know one song. I don't know one song. Maybe if I heard it, I've heard it before, but I couldn't name a song or I couldn't tell you what he sings.
See, Abe Simpson was right. I used to be with it. Then they changed what it was.
It's very
What happened
true.
to you?
I'm with it.
Oh yeah. I mean, you were never with it to begin with, so that's where we
Radio
are.
station that I listen to keep up with. Like,
Well, the fact that you're
music
listening to radio stations is probably
whatever.
Step one.
There's a radio station here that I listen to sort of keep up with whatever the kids are listening to these days. Has switched all to Christmas music, and now I feel like I'm at sea because I can't listen to that, and like I don't know where to turn.
Paul.
There is no way that the radio station that the kids are listening to would flip everything to
Well, look,
Christmas music.
They don't.
There's no
and
way.
I learned this only like
There's
a
no
year
way.
or so
It's like
ago.
oldies or something.
This is why, and I
happen.
said this.
I agree with
I
Tim.
mentioned this like a year ago, and this is why it's devastating that much music doesn't actually show music anymore. That was the whole purpose of the television channel.
That's what
The
much
people
more
like
music
us-
is for now. Much music's for like South Park and
The Simpsons.
like reality
I
shows.
grew up with it being about music videos, and I wish they still had that because then I know what's cool and what's not. Like, there's no hit parade anymore to listen to. Like,
Paul?
how do I know what
What's the name of the network? I want to do some investigation here.
it's called? Much, which is
No,
what it's
no,
been
the-
called
the
forever.
radio-
The
radio
radio
station
station
that you
that,
listen to.
all the kids listen to.
Oh, it's called C100.
That is like the old person channel.
No, it's not.
Yes,
the
it,
old
it
person. It's
absolutely
contemporary music.
is.
No, that's a contemporary music channel. No. That's where you get all.
I think I think where you're at, like Z103 is the one you want to be on.
I don't know how to
The
find that
Z103
on this
sounds
page.
How
like
do you
here.
if it's called Z103? How do you not know how to find
Yes,
that? On
I
your
would just
fucking
look
radio?
through all the 103s until I find it. I swear.
There's one 103.
No, it's 103.1, 103.3,
Yeah, but it's
103.5,
103.0.
103.7. I'd have to flip through them all to find it, I guess. If that's
No,
what
I
it
think
is.
it's 103.0. They just don't need to do
There's
the
no,
point
they,
oh.
they're
I
they're
think
all
it's like
odd numbers.
135.
Yeah, they're all the decimal points are all odd numbers.
Yeah, I think for FM it's odd numbers. For AM it's even
Well,
numbers.
AM there's no decimals. It's just 4 digits, right? Like 1500, 7600.
Anyway, what are you doing listening to the radio? Anyway,
When I'm cruising around, if
it's
there's
because
no
your
podcast
your car is so old it doesn't have Bluetooth, does it?
it does not have Bluetooth. It still has a cigarette lighter, which, in my opinion, if I had to choose between having a Bluetooth like a Bluetooth portal that you use to plug the Bluetooth in, or
You don't
a cigarette
plug
lighter,
you don't
I'm taking
plug
I'm taking the cigarette lighter.
Tim, you don't plug the Bluetooth in.
Well, you got to stick in the thing.
Stick in what thing? It's Bluetooth. Do you not
Yeah,
know
but
how
you gotta get
Bluetooth
it-
works?
Yeah, you stick it into the port.
So
And
the
then
answer
it, like-
the answer is no, you don't know how Bluetooth works.
I thought it like you stick it into the port, and then you have like the Wi-Fi in your car, and the Bluetooth picks it up.
Tim. Maybe you should
something
get
like
maybe you should get with technology before you take your hand.
Well,
in.
whatever it is that
Contemporary
they replace the
music.
whatever they replace the cigarette lighters with, I would prefer to have the lighter.
You should see the boomers that are the radio hosts at C100. I don't want to put it up because we don't have the rights to putting their faces up, and they have no, you know.
You know what? Throw them up. I'll take the heat for this. Let's see these. I want to see these people.
Give me 1 second. I got to screenshot it.
All right, you screenshot it. Yeah.
Can I sing some songs that you don't have the copyright to that you can get sued over?
I was up. I went and got lunch in between shows today. Just a quick snack, and I noticed that turtles were out.
Does that mean
Most
holidays?
overrated Christmas candy of all time.
I love turtles. I can't buy them because I will eat the
They're
entire
good.
box. But that's
They're
usually,
good,
that's
but they're
usually-
overrated.
What do you like? He's a quality choice.
Yeah,
right?
he likes the really like
Quality
low.
Street.
Yeah, he likes the
Quality
really
Street.
low candies
Quality
for Christmas.
Street.
Quality Street is not low. It's expensive.
It's pretty low. It's not expensive.
It's not expensive.
It's not cheap. A tin of Quality Street is pricier than a thing of Turtles is.
Yeah, and how many things do you get in a Quality Street? Like 500 chocolates?
Oh, that's a bit much.
And how many things
Turtles
do you
are
get?
fun.
Turtles are great. Oh yeah, here's Tim's with it crew.
These people look real hip. Look how he's got his arms crossed in that plaid shirt.
What do they?
Average age 53 years
What
old.
do they advertise the station? Be like today's hits and yesterday's classics.
No,
Like,
no, they
what's
say it's
their
like
byline.
for music or whatever. Like I like that channel. Like that's how I know like what songs are kind of trending. But now with the Christmas music on there right now, who knows what's trending? And now that Much Music doesn't show the music videos, like what am I supposed to just go on YouTube and type in 2020 top hits and then
Tim,
like cycle
Tim,
through?
you have Spotify, don't you?
I don't really know how to use Spotify. I kind of have it, but I don't really know how to use it. I know people who do use it, but I don't really know how to use it.
I
get
know
kinda-
people-
What's there to know how to use? There's a search bar.
It's just like I know people that use Amazon. Like,
Tim doesn't.
I see it. Like, I have an
Tim
account.
Tim texts his brother to order
Yeah,
things off Amazon
as
for him.
Tim's
And
established-
Tim's brother lives across the country.
as
He
Tim,
ordered me that shirt that Bryson was wearing on Saturday at the Masters.
as Tim established, he knows how to receive packages but not send them.
Yeah, I don't quite get Spy. I get confused and just click X and go to YouTube because I know how to navigate YouTube.
It's exactly the same. There's a search bar.
Well, then why can't I just use YouTube then?
Because Spotify's on your phone and it doesn't close the moment that you get out of the app.
YouTube's on my phone.
Yeah, and have you ever tried to do something else on your phone while YouTube is going?
Yes, it does. That is annoying. I agree. That is an annoying part of it. But like, whatever.
And at the same time, you can download the music off of Spotify, so you don't actually use all of your data at the same time. And video is going to use like 4 times as much of your data as
Yeah, I
Spotify
don't know.
will.
I don't know how to do that.
So you don't know how to do anything, is what you're saying.
I know how to open up YouTube and listen to my music. And YouTube remembers the songs I like, so I don't have to go hunting for them.
So you just listen to the same like 5 songs over and over.
No, there's hundreds of songs that cross over.
Do you have them all on your Tim's Listen playlist, and that's where they can all be
I
saved?
don't have a playlist.
Why don't you? You can save
Because
all
I
the
don't know
videos
how
that
to
you
set
like.
one up. That's why. I don't know how. I just know how to go into the app and type in a song or look at what's the front page and click a song and just go. That's what I know how to do. It works for me.
You know who
I don't
else,
have to.
you know who else
I-
uses
just
the
'cause I'm
internet
not
like
working at the
Tim?
Genius Bar, or I'm not working at the whatever. Like it doesn't mean that I don't know how to navigate things.
You know who uses the internet exactly like Tim? Those hosts from C100.
I think that those
JC,
people.
Peter, and Melody.
Jay and Melody.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a risque name.
Yeah.
I think those
But
are nice
She's
people.
considerably younger than the rest of them, by the look.
She's the hip one.
Like she's not.
They
in her
sound like
60s,
really. They sound like nice people who know what's going on.
That's the morning show.
I guess so.
Yes.
Oh, you need to have the guy with the
I gotta
funny,
see like the drive time.
you need to have the funny voice guy on the morning show, like, I'm the Baron.
Yeah,
We're
but-
coming at you right now. Here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I-
Here's the weather and traffic updates.
I bet you the 4 to like 7 guy has a soul patch.
It was cool 35 years ago. These guys.
So hip and so cool.
The guy in the middle looks like really dumb Matthew Berry.
That's not very nice. I like these people. Don't make fun of them.
Would you consider them your friends?
They're my radio friends. You know what I mean? Like we all have radio friends or podcast friends or television friends, like people we don't meet and we probably never will meet, but you listen to them so often or see them so often that you almost kind of feel like you're friends with them, even though you know you're not. But like that's like you can see what that concept is. I think that's a thing.
People probably feel that way about you, bud.
Yeah, exactly. People
I'm
think that
sure
they're
they, and I
friends
think
with
that's
Tim Andercust.
fine. That's fine. Just like you have Twitter friends who you never meet and will never talk to in real life, but you converse on the Twitter.
Here's the thing. If you really want to meet those people, I think I can set that up for you.
No, my point is, I think those people are cool.
Tim, you think you're cool.
I am cool.
Tim, you got a tug at the Nordic Spa. Tell us about it.
Okay, so no, that is not what happens at these spas. You people are just filthy minded. I had such a fantastic time at this spa. So it's like an hour or so outside of the city, and it was a beautiful day. Like we're talking 16 degrees and sunny. For this time of year, you can't ask for better.
It is good weather.
I walked about with just my bathing suit and a towel. I had gotten one of the add-ons you get is you can get a bathrobe, which I got, didn't even need it. Didn't feel bad about it that I didn't need it. Anyway, so you get there and there's all these different saunas and spas that you get to try out. And it was just, it was fantastic. There was a Scandinavian sauna and there was a Russian sauna. Then there was this thing called hammam, which people may know of, a hammam, where there are these steam rooms that you go in that are scented, and then you leave and you scrub your body down with these various salts and oils, and then you shower off and you go back and you do it multiple times. So I did that many, many times. There are hot and cold pools with waterfalls to cool you down. That was very good for my skin, I thought. But at one point, I was lounging in the hot pool, and adjacent to me is the yurt where sort of the restaurant is for food and everything. And in the middle of it, they have a fireplace, and then jutting out of the top is like a steel chimney. And I'm sort of like recovering in one of the hot pools, and I look up, and I see the chimney, and I think it's interesting, and I kind of want to look at the building more because like it looks strange. So I get out of the hot pool, I towel off, I start walking towards that yurt, and as I'm walking right by, out of the chimney blasts out like bark or embers or something and land right on top of the yurt. And I was like, that is not supposed to happen. That is very strange. And immediately they were on top of it pretty much to clear that off because that could cause a fire or something. And well, what happened is I guess it had never happened before, but I guess it was something to do with the flue inside that hadn't been cleaned out or something, that this bark flew out the chimney and almost set the restaurant yurt on fire, and it was closed the rest of the day. You could order at the front door of that yurt, but you really couldn't go inside of it. So anyway, that
tent,
like a Nordic tent, right? Like sort of a tent. So then I just kept on walking to check if there's a barrel sauna, which I liked quite a bit. There was hammocks. I fell asleep in a hammock. Had a great nap along the lake.
Well, Tim, did you know that there's a place called Mary Ann's Hammocks? And the good part is that Mary Ann will get in the hammock with you.
Yeah, I mean, I had trouble getting out of the hammock. I may have face planted getting out of the hammock.
Is there a video of this? Like, do they have security cameras?
No, there would be no video of this, I'm sure. But I got into the hammock fine and lounged and then woke up after a very brief nap. And then I sort of slid sideways off it and kind of face planted. But it was so good. But one of the rules there was that you had to be quiet. And that's fine with me. I was in one of the saunas, and there was this younger fella, and he was talking to, I guess, his girlfriend. He kept talking and talking. I didn't say anything, but I was annoyed. The lady next to me at one point, she shushed him, and he said, okay. Like 30 seconds later, he started talking again. Well, I'd had enough. I leaned over and said, you know what? Can you please? And he looked at me and said, oh, I'm so baked. I didn't even know I was talking. I went, what are you doing here? I got up and left. I was very annoyed by that. I was like, really? You know, this is a sauna where you're supposed to get right and relax and, you know, really? And so you're just going to light up before you come in here? Like, that seems to, like, drive against the whole self-care approach to what this thing is supposed to be. I didn't care. I didn't care for that.
I don't smoke weed anymore, but I feel like I would before going into, like, a sauna and in my sauna yurt for whatever the hell you're doing. Did it cost more than the $50 than you thought it was going to cost?
I spent a little bit more, but not a whole lot more. They also had these buckets that keep refilling full of ice cold water that you could douse on yourself whenever you wanted.
And you didn't even take a chance to honor the guy who died who created the ice bucket challenge, did you?
Oh my goodness.
He died this week.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
I thought you were up on things. Did C100
I wasn't aware of that. But anyway, the buckets that you can use, again, I got in the hot and the cold lots of times. It was great for my skin. I felt so relaxed when I left, despite people, you know, mouthing off. One of my favorite things, and I have to say this, and I wrote this down because I loved it. So in the hammam, in one of the steam rooms, there's a eucalyptus steam room and an orange one. So I'm in the orange one. And there's this recording that kept playing, which was so awesome. He just kept saying,
Tim
You are
Andercust.
great. No, it kept saying, you are great. You are good. You deserve credit. You are kind to yourself. You are good. I was like, yes, I am. Thank you. It was like being given affirmation on this recording. It's like, you deserve self-care. You deserve to be kind to you. You're a good person. I was like, yes, thank you. I am. It felt so good to be able to like hear that over and over again while you're just breathing deeply in the steam. It was very affirmative. And I was like, yes, thank you. This is like the rejuvenation I needed for the soul. So it was a great experience. If you can be hooked on going to spas, I am, and I'm going to go back when I can, when it's safe to do so, and I very much look forward to it.
You could make this. I mean, I got so many questions, but
Paul had a question, it seemed.
TC, have you ever smoked weed?
It's not something that I enjoy.
What about an
Have
edible?
you smoked it before, though? You didn't answer, really.
I have tried it.
Okay.
I have tried it.
He
in the
didn't
past.
I was
inhale.
going to say,
I
as
don't
a
care for-
self-proclaimed man of the people, if he hadn't
I've tried it
smoked
in the
weed
past,
then
and I don't
passing
particularly
judgment
care.
over
I
it.
don't particularly care for it.
You got.
I've done
If
it
I
on
was
the
at
odd
a spa,
occasion.
I mean, I like to indulge anyway. But
What?
if I was at a spa,
No.
No one believes you, Jeff.
if I was at a
No
spa,
way.
I would like. Let's just say it's
Get
like 10
really
minutes
stoned.
to kickoff of a big game. That's how I would probably want to be for my spa experience.
It'd be like UFC cards for me. We're
It'd be
just
like the
going
time that
in
happened
between
to me
every
before
fight.
the Notre Dame Alabama national championship game, and I didn't even remember. Like I smoked an entire J to myself. I didn't know any better.
But
And
you-
like I would blink and I'd say, "How is it third down already?" He's like, "Dude, you watched first and second down." I was like, "I did."
was this your first and only time?
It was like the
No,
second time.
no, but it was one of my first.
He lost a bet.
Oh, so he had to.
So he
smoke. I'm
had
like,
to smoke
why
an
is he
entire gram joint to himself.
Oh, I wish. Oh, that's so good. You guys must have been cheering for him to lose that bet, like as much.
But
as
honestly, Notre Dame
anyone
lost
he
the
could-
national championship game, and I didn't feel bad about it.
There you go. Using drugs to cope, Tim.
But anyway, people had questions, so I'm all ears.
It was just Jeff who had questions.
Oh, I was gonna say, you could just turn this into like a new shtick, like going to spas all over the world.
Yeah, you could
dare
be-
I say?
It could be Tim Andercust.
I saw somebody say that, and I find that very funny. It was just I found this place to be so relaxing. Then I got to get pizza at the end, and that was great too.
What was on this pizza, Tim?
It had cheese,
Mm-hmm.
bacon,
Mm-hmm.
salami,
Mhm.
and has wieners.
It was so
And it's
low
excellent.
grade.
It's so excellent. It's the best in the
Wieners.
province,
Eating wieners,
It's-
Tim. No one
and
loves
a unique sauce.
No one loves eating wieners more than Tim does. Tim Andercust.
Anyway, this spa was so restorative for the soul. And I could just go back just for the hammam part, again, just for like the positive reinforcement in the words.
You can just
It was like it's like the machine was
You just
speaking
buy
to
a
me.
tape.
or you can just get it on Spotify.
Maybe, but it was just like being told, like, you are good. You deserve credit. You deserve to be kind to yourself. And I was like, yes, I do.
Do you
I loved
want to? I just looked some stuff up. A positive affirmation playlist, 10 hours. Let's see what.
Don't you get this?
Language is very important.
It's not.
How you talk to yourself.
Don't you get this affirmation from living your own truth on the internet, though?
I don't live my own truth. It was just, I don't know.
Authentically me.
That's what it sounded like.
It did sound similar to that sort of like
The
that
universe
weird
is
music.
divinely guiding me.
One point they told me I was made of starlight. And I was like, yeah, like that Crosby, Stills and Nash song.
I am enough.
Yes, I am enough. That's the side of stuff that I found to be so, like rejuvenating. Like, believe it or not, the internet can be a very negative place for me when I encounter it.
No.
And so it was very nice to just like leave my phone in the locker, which also was this neat little gizmo where you just wipe your bracelet that they give you, and like it automatically opens and closes. It was very, very high tech. Like just
like
leave
a
my phone
hotel
in
key.
there for a while. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. I'm so glad I did it.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. You don't get to do enough fun stuff. This sounds like it was very fun for you. And Tim, you are a winner of the galaxy.
You're enough, Tim. You're enough.
You should just hang out with fucking Stuart Smalley.
Thank you. It was
Even
really
not just the internet, but even your like personal group chats seem pretty toxic towards you. So it's nice to go get that positive reinforcement. Like you're dodging ninja stars all day long. It seems.
I had to put this
group
podcast
chat.
on pause when you guys were talking about your analytics. I had to put it on on mute because somebody called me to yell at me
About what?
about how dare I say mean things about Tua last week on the yesterday on the podcast.
Who, your dad?
No.
Well,
He does listen to the
it was like when he went out to it was our friend's birthday. They were allowed to go out. It was before like the restrictions. He goes out, has a beautiful steak dinner. All people do the entire time is yell at him over a fantasy trade he made.
Yeah, exactly. And then he killed Joe Burrow. He's taking heat for that all week.
As he should.
So the spa was very
So
relaxing.
you've killed Joe Burrow and Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I don't take responsibility for any of this.
Well, the people will decide at the custies and
Honestly, there won't be any material for this year's CUST
None.
Awards, so-called. I don't think there'll be much.
By the way, if you want to find that playlist, Tim, I just typed in affirmation into Spotify and it gave me 10 hours of positive reinforcement.
That would be nice.
You don't even have to watch it on the YouTubes. And you don't have to listen to C100 for it. Do you remember Tim's favorite morning show from last week?
Yeah.
They all got laid off.
Shut up.
Tim was
After Tim ranted?
Well, no, Tim was inquiring to why they were playing Christmas music on that station. It turns out they just laid everyone at the station off. That's what Tim does to you. I feel bad for those guys now.
Yeah, it's not funny. Don't laugh. I feel terrible.
You should feel terrible. It's your fault.
You should feel
I really liked this morning show. I don't know what I'm going to listen to now. I'll find something, but it's not funny. Stop laughing, Jeff. I can hear you laughing. Don't laugh at the misfortune of others.
Tim-
Look.
I'm laughing at you. Not killed them.
No, I didn't.
You're a bad person.
Joe Burrow 2 weeks ago. Yeah, these good, innocent folks.
Yeah, the Custy Awards are going to be very competitive this year.
Oh.
I don't think so. I really don't think there's that much this year for that show.
No, couldn't be.
I really don't think there is.
Wait till the Jets go 0-16.
I'm prepared for it.
I don't think that you are.
I am.
You don't even have your
see it
favorite
coming.
morning show to soothe you anymore.
Yeah, very funny.
Oh, my heartburn's activating right now.
Oh, you need to call Cam and get the good stuff.
Yeah, not the bargain basement antacids.
Yeah, Tums, the minor leagues of antacids.
Honestly, I only need minor league stuff. Usually a good swig of water can just
Push it down that reflux.
push it down. Oh, Tim.
What else do we got on the go?
So what are they doing over there now?
They're just playing Christmas music till January. I
So
think they're
you
gonna
should
retool.
be the new host.
Jesus.
No, I don't want that.
How
I
quickly
don't-
would that devolve into like some sort of like? Because someone asked you like if Tim had his own show, how quickly would it devolve into like an Alex Jones type program? But it would just start there. So who knows the depths of where that could go?
No, it wouldn't. It'd be more like a Colin Cowherd style show.
Was wrong about everything. What are you implying?
I just would pontificate until I was tired of it. Or the way Jim Rome used to be, right? I don't know if he's even on radio anymore.
I believe Jim Rome is still on the radio.
Throw me a vine,
You like-
bro.
He like created the talking by himself on the
I think
radio.
he's CBS Sports Radio, to be honest.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what the viewers
Tim
want.
would
The
be
Cust
more
morning
like
show.
would be more like the end of days Francesa.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that's what
Falling asleep on air, criticizing callers who have questions
Drinks
for me.
quadruple
Yeah.
the amount of Diet Cokes while
just
on air.
crushing DCs.
People have been asking for Tim to have his own show, but I told them just if Tim was left to his own devices, like
Yeah.
look at the struggle. That I'm not saying that you're having struggles, but just the equipment set up and you trying to learn all the equipment, the mics to use, the camera to use. Imagine Tim trying to do that.
Yeah, it would probably be
I
its own
figured out how to
thing.
use my own mic very easily, I should say.
Tim, I sent you a thing that the only thing that you had to do to your microphone was literally plug it into your computer.
Well, I had to assemble it too.
Tim, you had to screw it into the mic stand.
Assemble it?
Yeah, like it came in pieces, so I had to like screw it
Do we have
together
the
in a
same
different
one?
spot.
No. I got him one with an arm like this. So he had to take the mic and
Affix it-
screw
affix
it
it to a
into
table.
the arm. And then make sure it stayed on
Anyway.
the table. He's a hero of technology. He understands.
figured it.
What
So
else do we have?
Coke has been doing this thing.
Oh.
Sometimes they do it in the summer, but they're doing it now.
Is it going up your nose?
They put your name on bottles.
That's been happening
I
for
need
ages.
to get one
That says
with my name.
CUST. If
No,
anyone
no.
from Coke is watching out there,
No,
please
no,
send us a
no,
bottle
no,
that
no, don't
says
hijack
CUST.
Why
Please
is
don't
he
hijack.
like talking about something that's like a 4-year-old
I had no
marketing
idea.
campaign?
But they go through stages where it happens. They're doing it for Christmas. So the Coke bottles are out now with people's names on it. I have been feverishly hunting through the gas stations that I go to, looking to find one
For
with my name on
abort?
it. I haven't found one yet. So if anybody finds one, let me know. I'd like to have one.
I would prefer a custom one that just says Merry Custmas on it.
You can make him.
Well, please, no.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, for
Oh, we
sure.
should. Oh, we're definitely doing that then.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Don't hijack this. This is wholesome.
I have my,
Mm.
I have my entire Christmas box of things I'm sending to Tim. I'll see if I can get one of those and send it off.
When are you sending it?
Probably later this week.
Okay.
I have to get it out early in case there's like a delay.
Yeah.
I have to send stuff to my dad, my father-in-law.
There's something I was hoping to get that I'd give to Tim.
I mean, you can go if you have it by the end
Is
of
it
the
like
week.
the time you mailed those Peeps Oreos to our friends so that I could eat one?
Exactly.
Oh, did I? I did do that, right?
Yes, you most certainly did.
How do you feel about the Peep shortage right now?
It's discomforting. As someone who believes that Peeps are excellent and they're an excellent thing at Christmas as much as they are at Easter, I like the Christmas Peeps and wish I could have them, but I don't see them around. I didn't see any Halloween either. It's sad.
They went out of production because of COVID.
Yeah, just like all those flavored DCs, or you can't find them anymore. Why? Because they're only making popular things now.
So
the
are
only
you
things
saying that
people actually
are you
want.
saying that Peeps aren't popular?
I'm saying that the Christmas Peeps
Oh no
clearly
no
were
no no!
not.
Well, there's no Peeps being made. Are you saying that Peeps aren't popular because they're not being
At
made?
Easter time, there
No,
will
no,
be a
Tim.
million.
Are you saying that Peeps aren't popular because they're
I'm
not
saying
being
Christmas Peeps are not
made? Oh,
popular.
so now that it works for one thing but not the other thing.
Well, yeah, the people don't buy them as often at Christmas, even though they ought to. They buy them at Easter.
I don't think people are buying really at Easter. People
They
are
are-
disgusted by
people are
Peeps.
always buying
People are disgusted by Peeps.
No, they're not.
Things that so Tim gets a bunch of people fired by listening to the radio station.
No, I didn't.
Things that Tim hates. Doug the Pug just launched a charity. So I recommend that everyone. I mean, he has millions and millions of followers as it is.
What a
But
guy.
I know you can go donate to the Doug the Pug Foundation. There's a new Doug the Pug calendar that's come out. You can get a toque. You can get a sweatshirt.
People's Choice Award winner.
Yeah, he
Doug
won-
the
he won the
Pug.
vote.
Doug the Pug. Saw you had a great Thanksgiving.
He ate too much.
Yeah.
Poor Doug.
Yeah. He's a white meat guy.
Tim, are you going to donate to the Doug the Pug Foundation?
No, I'm not going to be donating to that foundation. Well, something I do recommend, and I wasn't sure if it was on this year, but I saw the advertisement for it yesterday. Subway's got their $25 gift card, get a 6-inch sub deal on. So Christmas time is coming. Now, it's not like most years where like you're going to have lots of people drop by your house and like random people who show up with a gift for you. And so, oh, I got you this. Where if that's the case, you always want a cache of gift cards on hand to be able to give one to somebody else if they give it to you. But I'm telling you,
why
people,
don't you just do what I do for people when they show up and they bring me a gift? I have copies of my headshot signed by me that I give them. Go,
that's
"Yeah,
an ingenious idea.
just
I'm
hold
not
on to that.
so-
It'll be worth something.
I'm not as smart as you. I should have done that. But what anyway, gift cards are a great gift. And Subway gift cards are such a great gift because you get to get the 6-inch sub yourself.
Yeah, so you
If you want a
give
plus-
someone something they hate for something that you
No,
like.
this is a plus. It's about being plus EV this Christmas and buying the Subway because people say, "I'll give me a gift card. I don't care where." That's often what people say.
Dude,
So great.
does anyone ever said that? Get me a gift card. I don't care
Oh,
where.
I've said that a bunch of times to people.
Yeah,
They
but
say,
you're
"I
a
want you to be-"
lunatic.
So you get the Subway card, you get a 6-inch sub. Here you go. Here's $25. Merry Christmas, Aunt Edna. And oh yeah, then I get a 6-inch chicken teriyaki for me. And so it's like you win and we win. It's like
You're
giving
only
and
doing
we're
this for yourself. This is not in the
No,
spirit of
I'm not
gift
just
giving.
doing it for myself.
You're giving
I'm spending the money.
stuff. You're giving presents that people don't want for stuff that you want.
No
This is
one
essentially-
wants it.
No one wants your fucking Subway gift cards, pal.
Yes, they do.
Give
They obviously
your
Subway puts a
head
deal on every year.
shake.
Yeah.
Subway
one
puts
wants
a deal
this
on
shit.
every
Only
year, so
broke
people
students
obviously want
that
Gross,
shit, man.
gross,
Like broke students
gross.
that can't afford to go get takeout for themselves. So like you can give it to like a college student or something. They'll be like, I'm not able to usually afford takeouts, so this is great. But once you have an actual job,
Tim,
nobody
you're an
wants it
adult,
anymore.
man.
My advice to you is find places that give you free stuff when you buy gift cards and pick those places to give to people.
Okay, let me. I gotta ask you this: if this is so important to you, where you're collecting like the worst rewards possible by getting fucking free Subway, why would you not translate over to using a credit card for everything, where you can collect points for things like cashback or flights or something like that? You won't do that, but you'll pay out the yin yang for Subway.
It's not out the yin yang. I'm spending the same amount of money I'd spend on a gift card somewhere else, and I get something immediately that I really want. Which
Yeah, but
is
the people that you're giving to don't want it.
well, they've never said that. I've never had somebody say, "Oh,
Well, they're
great,
being very
so-
polite to you, Tim. Let me tell you, no one wants your fucking shitty Subway gift cards. Why can't you give them like a Visa gift card and then they can legit spend it on anything, an Amazon gift card?
because I don't get a free sub with those."
So it's all about you.
No, it's not all about me. Somebody specifically
I didn't
requested-
realize that Christmas was the season of taking.
if somebody requested a Visa gift card or a Starbucks card or whatever, sure, great, then that's what I'll get. But if you, I think this is actually just a good practice to have extra gift cards in the house in case somebody drops by and gives you a Christmas gift, and you're like, oh, I didn't expect them to give me a gift, or I didn't expect them, so I've got something on hand to give them. I actually think that's a really good move that you should, because if worse comes to worse and you don't use them, well, then you just use them yourself, and you're no worse out than you were before.
Paul?
I would argue you should probably get your gift cards or something from maybe smaller businesses, not big, huge companies like Subway that can
How about
withstand
that?
a COVID-19 and all of that.
Yeah, we can go to Jeff's
How about
favorite
you
barbecue place.
Give
We can get
back
gift
to
cards
the-
from there.
Give back
Let's
to the
not
small
talk-
business, not these
Let's
big,
not
huge conglomerates.
talk about it.
We're
Yeah,
not
we'll buy
allowed to
bottles
talk.
of barbecue sauce to support the local businesses.
Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about your favorite barbecue place, the home of anti-maskers. They're calling the people BBQAnon. Which is a great name, by the way.
Let's not.
But great barbecue.
It's my favorite barbecue in the city, and right now my wife forbids us from eating there.
Well, just don't go to the one on Etobicoke.
And I've never been to that location
Well, you're
that
not
is
allowed to
causing
eat
the
there
stir,
right
but the
now.
guy owns the places. And I've just gone as far to say I won't go there in the time being, but I'm not committing to a permanent boycott. And I was literally there like a day and a half before this thing exploded. And I even bought like a big thing of sauce like to take home because I enjoy the place so much. And like, I'll support a small business. Like I'll buy the jar of sauce.
Did you throw the sauce out?
No.
boycott.
And I swear to you, I told my wife, don't let me catch you having that sauce. Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you telling me I can't go there and I see you, you sneaking the sauce.
So Jeff's
Well,
Jeff is one of
Yeah.
those people that showed up to the place when he bought his stuff with the mask, but
No.
the hole in the mouth cut out like the rest of them.
No, I haven't been. It's an unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, despite the fringe businesses that Jeff likes to support, I do think that if you can get stuff from local small businesses, it's obviously a great idea.
Name one
But,
small business that you've supported.
Whatever. I'm sure. No, there are some restaurants near my house.
Okay,
Which
name
I
them.
have
name
been-
them. Give them a special
I'm
shout
not-
out on the show.
The Chinese food place that you despise.
Manchu Walk. No, Tim hasn't been
I
to
have
Look
made
Ho Ho in
trips.
ages.
I have made trips to Look Ho Ho, for example, recently.
When you
to
say
get
recently,
Chinese.
like how long ago?
This week because of the new restrictions. So this week,
His hot
to
dog
get-
pizza.
Yeah, his hot dog pizza place.
That was two Saturdays
after
ago.
He got his tug. He drove 2 hours to go get a tug and a pizza with wieners on it.
No, and that place is now closed for a while.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. His spa is shut down. You got the guys fired. The spa is shut down
Why? Because the moot?
because Tim was there.
No, it's because there are
Cursed.
restrictions, and most of the people who go to the spa are from far enough away they don't want them to travel right now. So
Did you know that Tim is really embracing millennial culture?
How so?
He was talking about how his oat milk coffee was lit AF, according to him.
I've been buying oat milk lattes from Starbucks, and I have to admit, they're excellent. I wasn't sure but I tried one. It's like almost like oatmeal and coffee mixed together, which are two fantastic flavors. And you sort of admix them, and they're amazing. Now, I mean, I guess some people might think they're pricey. I don't know. $6.60 is not that much for a latte, but
Jesus Christ.
anyway, that's what it costs. I don't really care. I think it's
Oh, you're
delicious.
too
It's
rich.
worth
What
it
would
to
you
me.
care?
Well, no, it's just like there are things to penny pinch about and things not to penny pinch
So
about.
why do you need to get a free sub to do something?
'Cause I
nice
like
for
it.
somebody.
Why not get the free sub? I like what I'm getting. And
Why
plus
not
I'm
just
giving-
get things that people
Well,
like
then you
and
can go get your
spend
sub.
your $7?
Why don't you just buy the $25 gift card and get the free sub? Then just keep the gift card if you're going there anyway.
Well, you could do that too. That would make some sense. I'm just saying that that's a good gift. It's good to give people gifts. And if they say, "Oh, get
That
me a
they
gift
don't
card
want.
from wherever," I don't care. Then get them that. Great, problem solved.
They-
Well, you say there are things to penny pinch on.
just
and
get
things
them a
not to penny
Starbucks
pinch on.
one, not a Subway
But
one.
you say that there's things to pinch pennies on. There's things not. Oatmeal latte is not thing you can pinch pennies on. That's just not one of them. Then what is?
Gifts.
Because you say this every week about, there's things to save money on, but you don't seem to save money on anything.
Dinner.
I like to go to places where I get gasoline, where I will save some money if I use cash or debit rather than credit.
But you're losing out on the credit card points.
Yeah, but I'm saving money on the gas, and that's worth it to me.
But it's not worth it.
I don't know. I'm sure I have to
Do you
rack
even
my brain.
do you have a credit card? Like, do you have credit?
Of course I do.
Do you? What's your limit? Like $300?
I'm not getting into what my credit card limit is.
You're scared
It's
that
much-
you're scared that the internet might take it. That's why he's afraid to.
It's much higher than it needs to be.
We were talking-
$500.
Yeah, $500.
Oh, it's exorbitantly high, and I would never come close to spending that much money on it.
$600. Well, Tim was talking last week about how he's afraid to buy anything online because it might steal his credit card. He's like an 80-year-old from
I am-
2004.
I'm very afraid of identity theft.
So how many tugs could you buy on that credit card?
Oh, stop being so vile and smutty.
Why do you think? Listen, Tim, a tug is a natural part of life.
No, not at a clean, upstanding Nordic spa. It is not a bordello. That is not where I went.
I read the website and it said if you need to release.
No, you didn't, and it didn't, and that didn't happen. Stop lying.
Everyone tugs. Didn't you see that book?
That was ridiculous.
Did you see it, Jeff? Everybody
Of course he
tugs.
It's the oldest profession in the world, Tim.
Yeah, okay, but that doesn't make it ethical for like. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not casting aspersions on
I never
anybody.
realized you had such a hard stance against sex work. It's a profession.
I am
You're
not
trying to
casting
ostracize
aspersions.
these people.
I'm not casting aspersions or judgments on anybody. I'm just saying that at that spa, that stuff is not supposed to go on. That's just not their business model.
Not
But-
supposed to.
Not
go
supposed to, but you have such a high credit card limit that you're able to afford it, though, right?
Well, but what would that matter?
Well, you'd be able to afford it. You'd be able to.
But
grease,
how would you
grease
pay
the
for
right
such?
whe-
How
grease
would
the
you
right
pay for
wheels?
such a thing with a credit card?
Oh, Tim, come on now. It's just like when I get onto these gambling sites that they'll take my credit card and be like, yeah, this is coming from the UK and this is the business name that it comes under. Come on, Tim, give your head a shake.
Oh, that's not proper. I don't know. That stuff that I like to do things above board. That's just who I am. So I've always been.
So the oat milk lattes, which are costing them $60 per pop or something like that, but it doesn't matter.
$6.60.
Doesn't matter.
This morning, for example.
All of these millennial things that Tim gets all up in arms about, like when we had the water bar, there was too much avocado toast. Every time that he tries one, he loves it.
Always.
Always. Without a doubt, every single time, every example that we've had, Tim, of you trying one of these things, you love it.
Not every time.
What can name me one that you didn't?
I am not a lover of avocado toast, for example. I like avocado on its own. I like guacamole. I don't go nuts for avocado toast.
That's not one, so give me one.
That was one.
That wasn't one because you said you like avocado toast.
Not enough to like have it often.
Yeah, but you don't dislike it, but you make fun of people for eating it, despite the fact that you don't seem to mind it. So give me one.
Oh,
that
these
you-
are just
give me,
fringe
give
people.
me, give me one that you. Avocado toast is like sold everywhere at this point. But give me one of these things that you've like made fun of, that you've actually tried, that you've actually hated.
I mean, remember those artisanal spoons of things?
No.
Oh, we talked about it many corners ago. Like these artisanal
Did you ever have
spoons.
one?
Well, no.
Well,
But
how do you know? But what I'm saying is that every time you try one of these things, you love it.
I tried that black pasta once, and I didn't like that.
The hell is black pasta?
Yeah, you like this squid ink, black pasta stuff.
I don't even know what that
care
is. Jeff, have you ever heard of this?
I don't have a clue
I think
what
he's
he's talking
making
about.
stuff up at this point.
No, I'm not. Just some of us are a little bit more connected to the real world than you guys are. But anyway,
With your black squid pasta?
it's always on MasterChef, for example. Every year, someone has to make that, for example.
When did you have it?
I don't know, like a year or so ago
Where?
in New Brunswick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was not good.
You sound like you're lying.
I'm not lying.
You sound like you're lying. And that also doesn't sound like a millennial thing. That sounds like a super like fancy thing.
Well, those are synonymous, basically.
Oh, really? You think that all fancy things are millennial type things? I would actually
No,
argue
they
the
live-
opposite.
They let their reach extend past their
So like
grass.
these
They live
people that
outside
don't
their
even
means.
want to pay for cable are fancy.
Well, they wish they're like we talked about earlier, people with champagne tastes, even though they have a beer budget, and yet try to live a champagne taste either.
He's talking in circles. He just can't
I'm
admit
not.
that he's Mr. Millennial.
No, I'm not. I mean, there are things that millennials do that I don't care for. Like, you think I'd ever ride a fixed gear bike? I don't think so.
Well, you can't ride a bike, so that's out of the
I
question.
can actually ride a bike just fine.
There's no way you can ride. Let's show us a video of you riding a bike.
I've ridden bikes all my life. Of course,
really?
I can
When
ride
was the last time you rode a bike?
several years ago.
When you say several, do you mean 15?
No, 10 years ago.
So you were riding bikes when you were 23, really?
Of course, I
Really?
bought one. In fact, I bought one,
Mm-hmm.
drove it back from the place
Mm-hmm.
because it couldn't fit in my car,
When was this?
and was so disgusted that it's from a Canadian Tire that no longer exists in a traditional stopping place. Let's put it that way.
No,
And
let me ask you. How
Rolled it
long,
back
how
to
long
my
ago?
house.
How old were you when this happened?
It was like 10 years ago.
You were 23 when you lived in Calgary.
No, it was during the summer. I was living home during the summers every year.
He's
And so-
lying. You hear these?
No, but it's
lies?
true though.
He's lying.
But it's true. I can. The bike is still down at the boathouse, and
Ooh, look at that boathouse.
There we are.
Fancy.
whatever. Anyway, it's down in the boathouse. It hasn't been driven since the day I bought it and drove it back from the Canadian Tire, and was so annoyed that I had to drive it all that way.
Collection
never
of
bothered to ride it again.
properties, eh? This guy.
He's just piling up assets, apparently. Still don't believe you can ride a bike. The last thing I had is Tim was talking about this caviar,
Oy.
his deviled
Oh,
eggs
this
with
looks
caviar.
so good.
So explain to me the meal.
It's a deviled egg, and I mean, deviled eggs are delicious. I actually happen to make excellent deviled eggs.
We're sure that's
It's one
I'm
of the things.
doubt it.
No, I make really, really good deviled eggs.
Yeah,
No.
but no one can trust your taste.
Nope.
What do you mean? No, they're really good.
You don't
I use
make
good stuff.
anything good.
You have never eaten anything I've made,
And nor
so you
would
don't
he.
know that. I can make some things. I'm not a chef. I don't pretend to be. But when I say I can make a particular thing well, then you know it's the truth, because I wouldn't say it if it weren't true. And I do make really good deviled eggs, but these looked like they were creamier and velvetier than the ones I make, and it had caviar on top. And I thought, now that would be delicious.
And olives.
Yeah, I would pick those off.
So here's what I'm asking you, Jeff. You're a man who's you're a fancy man. You've been to some places. If you are ordering something fancy, which I would say deviled eggs with caviar on top of them and olives, do you get into the habit of picking stuff off fancy food? Because I feel like
No,
that's something a child does.
You gotta just.
You either eat it or
yeah,
you don't eat it.
Yeah. When you're at fancy places,
Yeah.
yeah.
But Tim would pick it up.
No.
I'm
Like
almost
he's
like
3 years old.
it's almost like however the chef recommends, and
That's
if
how
you're
you eat
not
it.
like game, then you just try something else that you might.
Chef
be
can make it
game
however
for.
he wants, but I'm the eater. And if I want to pick out the mushrooms because mushrooms are vile, then that's what I'm going to do. And I'm
I
paying
say,
for that.
this is what children do to food.
No,
Yes,
there's some of
that
us
is
who
that is what children
don't like certain types of food,
do.
and
Then
will
don't
not eat
order the thing.
but I'm also not going to make the chef like change his whole menu to accommodate me. That wouldn't be right.
Well, no,
Make
you,
it
if
however
you,
you're going to make it.
I would say, Jeff, if you order something without those things that you don't like in it, that's fair game. But if it comes and now you're just picking stuff off of it, like give your fucking head a shake.
No,
How-
I'm going to
how
pick it off.
Day class A.
Well, fine. So what? Then I guess that's just. I guess I'm not too rich after all. I don't
Well-
like
Well, Tim,
certain things.
I think you have a very large misunderstanding between monetary wealth and class.
Yeah, you
As-
make it sound like I'm Jethro Bodine from the Beverly
well.
Hills.
You don't have as much class as him either, but you have as much money, but you have less class.
Yeah. I mean, my point is, if I don't like something, I'm going to pick it off. I'm not a super picky eater by any means, but there are certain things that I just can't be bothered to eat anymore because I don't like them and will not eat them
Then don't
ever
eat
again.
it. Don't eat it in the first place. It's not made to the way that you like it. Don't eat it. Don't be.
Well,
a,
when I
don't be a
can
picker.
order,
Oh, what are you gonna do with the olives too? You're getting hors d'oeuvres at somewhere. It's a very classy event. You're wearing a bow tie. You're in your tuxedo, and Tim's here picking olives off shit.
no, I would do it discreetly and then just drop the olive in the garbage where it belongs in the first place.
I don't like it. I'd have to eject.
You know,
Tim
if I
from
went
my
to
party.
somebody's house for the Super Bowl and they made a big pot of chili and there were mushrooms in that chili,
Don't eat it.
I would eat the chili, but I would keep the mushrooms off to the side and huck them in the trash.
Let me ask you. You know two other people who would do this, and would you say they're the least classy people you know?
Well, I don't know if I only know 2 people that would do it, but I know who you're talking about. I think there's lots of people. You underestimate the amount of people who would, if they were given something and it had stuff on it they didn't like, that would pick it off. I think most people
But we're
would
not
do that.
talking about ordering a burger where you ask for no pickles and you throw the pickles out. That's fast food. Do whatever you want. We're talking about deviled eggs with caviar on them here.
Yeah, if I went to a restaurant and it was a menu fix and it wasn't up to me to make changes to the menu and I was presented something
You
and
don't
I had
order
right
it.
to. Well, you don't order it. You're just given the menu. You know, some restaurants, good restaurants, there are no menus. You show up and it's whatever the chef is cooking that day, that's what you eat.
What
And
is
so
the
if you-
last place that you've been to that's like that?
There are places
Give me one.
like that.
Give me one.
My wife goes. I don't.
Give me one.
I won't go because
There's one in the city.
Because
There's one
what?
here in the.
Because
There's one of
you
those
don't want to play by
places.
those rules.
I just can't play by that rule. I'm not a free spirit. She goes with her friends who like that stuff.
But if
That's
one
me.
goes,
Don't go there.
Yeah.
but if you do go and you come up across like a sauce you don't like, or they put tomatoes or something on it, then I'd pick it off.
That's just horrible behavior. You really need to break that. It's embarrassing behavior.
No, I disagree. I think it's very, 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 very common
It might be common. Tim, what do we know about the common person?
that they're hardworking, honest people.
They're not. Paul.
I just wanted to hear Tim say the word caviar again.
Caviar. Okay. Well, I guess the thing I was going to talk about was I put out a poll this week. And
I forgot about this.
well, this is what I was going to talk about. What else is there to
missed
talk
it.
about?
Mr. Peanut's new
Oh.
mascot?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. It makes me too angry.
I
I'd
think
rather
you should talk about that. Mr. Peanut, the Planters Peanuts, has a new mascot. It went from
It's
the
the
baby
same-
Peanut, and now it's Bart. And he's a bit
Seems like
older.
a good guy.
He does
It's
seem
the
like a very
same
friendly guy.
mascot that it
relating-
was.
Relating to a younger generation, man.
No, it doesn't relate to anybody. They decide to destroy the most cool and suave, food mascot on earth to give birth to this baby nut from Mr. Kool-Aid's tears, which was asinine, just for a Super Bowl hit that flopped and no one liked. And then they turned him into a 21-year-old out of nowhere with a sideways baseball hat, because that's what all the kids are doing these days, right? Real finger on the pulse there, Planters. And now they give him back the exact name that he had before, Bartholomew, which was what the real name of Mr. Peanut was. But now he doesn't have a monocle anymore, and he's like trying to be all cool, like a modern day grown-up hipster adulting through the world, like monsters. Over there, making jokes about peanuts being eaten, essentially just shrugging off cannibalism of his own kind. They destroy the image of this character. They get nothing out of it. Like, there's no mileage. It was it's a slap in the face and an insult to the fans who like this character to watch what, for no reason, that character has been put through over the last years, over the last 9, 10, 12 months. It's shameful. It's terrible. It just bothers me so much that they would do that. I mean, it's like they killed the goose that laid the golden egg, essentially. And it's just reprehensible. I don't want to talk about this because I don't want to sound crazy.
Do you think their sales have gone down a single jar because of the ads?
I don't know. You know what? I can't speak to that.
Have you
But
stopped
what I
buying
can
it?
speak-
Yeah, he said
Pardon
last
me?
time he buys other nuts now, like Trophy and Black Diamond, right?
I have been buying less planters, yes, because I'm upset. I'm upset with what they've done. I see, because I go in the aisle and I see the old Mr. Peanut still on the label, and I think, what have they done to you? Look what they've done to you.
See,
They're now
that
just calling
means
you
it's an
Bart?
old can.
Yeah.
They're just calling no, they're all still like that. And like they're calling you Bart, so they're ripping off the name of a far more famous character on television to use for you.
That's only because the name Bort was unavailable.
Yeah. Like it's just the whole thing just shows how wrong Planters was to mess with this. It was a bad
Tim.
marketing strategy from the jump. And basically this is them pulling the chute on it to some degree. But again, trying to be hip and like, oh, here's an adulting millennial, just like the young generation.
Like you.
I hope, I hope a nut that goes to the concerts instead of the opera.
Well, he can't.
I don't.
He can't go to the opera though, can he, Tim?
Well, he can go, but he can't get in the seat because he has no hinging hips. But my point, and I think I'm right about it. I know it sounds crazy that you're getting all worked up and exercised about a food mascot when the world is, such a terrible place. Stipulate all of that. But I am right. This was terrible and indefensible and infuriating for the fans of, people who have a respect for
The members of r/planters.
No, just the people who like us respect, long enduring fun mascots and don't enjoy seeing. It'd be like saying Tony the Tiger is going to be a leopard now, or Count Chocula is going to wear blue and not brown. Like
he was womanizing. Like he'd have been canceled now. Maybe that's.
Oh yeah,
they had to get rid of.
They had to jump out in front of it.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a good guy.
Yeah,
an aristocrat
yeah.
who was a peanut. Come on, Tim.
That can. He probably put it up some skirts. They settled that.
I mean, the most
settled
deplorable
that
thing
of court.
about any Mr. Peanut was that he was selling his own kind to be eaten.
Well, it doesn't sound like a very positive role model. I would actually spin this the other way from a marketing perspective.
I'm more of a Popsicle Pete guy.
I have never heard planters talked about in any year more ever than this year. Have you? It seems like it's working.
One of my favorite things, and Paul turned me on to this, is that the comments of everything that that new Peanut tweets, they're pretty dark, aren't they, Paul?
Paul's not even listening to you anymore. He went to the bathroom. He's had enough of your nonsense.
Some of those tweets are dark.
Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. That, and because it will likely, I think, be released by the time our next show ends up coming out, there's a Lifetime movie sponsored by KFC starring Mario Lopez as Colonel Sanders that he develops the recipe for KFC while being the chef in this, whatever it is. But how did he achieve the rank of colonel if this is what he's doing now? This story makes no sense, Tim.
Well, he's a colonel because he's a Kentucky colonel. He's not a military colonel.
He has stolen valor?
No, it's like a knighthood for the state of Kentucky is to be a colonel.
Have they not totally besmirched this ever-changing role of celebrities playing the colonel? That's the thing they've gone for a few years now. I mean, this movie
It's become their thing.
Well, it was the only way that they could make it that the colonel wasn't canceled.
Yeah, and they can't even be called by their name. They just have to be called by initials now because no one wants fried chicken.
That's not true.
In 2020.
That's not true. That's not true though. On the actual movie poster, it does say Kentucky Fried Chicken. I wanted to talk about my poll.
Oh yes. So let me ask.
I think I'm right.
Tim definitely thinks he's right on
I
this.
don't know.
He put out a poll. Is Diet Coke a breakfast soda?
I wish I saw this.
So it's quite common, and
Amongst people who are addicted to Diet Coke.
Over 25% of respondents voted yes. So it's not some weird fringe opinion. Over 20. There's a lot of people for whom Diet Coke is a breakfast drink, and it's because it's light and it's crisp and it's got caffeine and it's not heavy and super sweet. Like Mountain Dew, not a breakfast pop. Pepsi, not a breakfast pop. Whereas Diet Coke just makes sense. And I've read people in the past who have actually had Diet Coke every morning for breakfast. I've had Diet Coke at breakfast time before.
Show me a skinny person who has Diet Coke for breakfast.
So has Pat. I've seen him do it. So it's not unusual
Yeah,
for
like
people to
bacon
have-
and eggs at like an 11 a.m.
It's funny you mentioned that because the one example that Tim pointed out, we all had Diet Coke for breakfast to troll Tim when we got brunch at noon the next day
Yeah.
after being hungover.
I love a Coke with like bacon and eggs a little later. Not like out of the door, not walking out the
woke
door
up.
at 8.
Tim, do you know what Tim does? Tim wakes up, has a cigarette, has a Diet Coke, has another cigarette, and gets on with his day.
I would say,
that is
hold
not
on,
true.
Tim.
That is not true.
Can I just ask you a question? This whole breakfast
Fire
soda,
away.
this breakfast soda guy thing. To me, there's no way you just drink a Coke for breakfast and don't have other Cokes. The only people
Correct.
that drink breakfast Diet Cokes are people that are just addicted to Coke.
Exactly.
The same way there's people that can wake up and like wake and bake. Like
So we have a friend.
they're doing it all day. I don't know what you mean.
It's funny you mentioned that because we also have a friend who wakes up, he has a cigarette, he rolls a joint. While he's rolling his joint, he drinks a Pepsi, smokes his joint, and then has a cigarette. That's what he starts every day. Guess what he doesn't stop doing during the course of the day? Getting high.
And then, but he sounds like a functioning stoner.
Yes. Oh, very much so. Listen,
My
I'm addicted,
point
to,
was,
I'm
it is a
addicted to
thing.
cigarettes. I don't smoke light cigarettes in the morning because they're breakfast cigs.
No,
I'm
but
just
it's the same way that
addicted to
people
cigarettes.
refer to. It's the same way that people refer to Guinness frequently as a breakfast beer. You put breakfast in quote because it sounds silly when you say, but it's true.
If you are drinking beer with breakfast, you are smoking cigarettes before breakfast, you're drinking Coke for breakfast, you're just an addict.
Yeah.
And this is your weird justification to say you're not an addict? Give me a break.
No, I'm not sure that whether it is or
Are you
not.
are you addicted to Coke?
I don't think I am.
You
addicted, no.
admitted on the show last week that sometimes you drink 10 a day.
12, I think it went up to.
And Jeff just had that tweet, which made me laugh. Where he said he's imagining 10 DC swashbuckling around. It's
He
like-
also said that
that doesn't happen very often. It's more than 4 or 5.
to prove he wasn't addicted to Diet Coke, that he would cut down and not have any. He lasted like half a day before he had to have one.
I was going to cut down to 1 a day, and I've actually been pretty loyal to that. But Sunday, after what happened in the Jets game, I needed another one to ease the pain.
That is classic addiction type stuff, man.
No, but it's not. Listen, I don't think
Something
it is
bad
addictive.
happened, it triggered you, and you had to go to the thing you're addicted to. That's what
Well,
sets
it's
off
addiction, 'cause
addicts.
I could stop anytime I want.
I
so I
had
actually don't
chicken
need an addiction.
nuggets for dinner after the Chargers lost.
12
So-
Cokes a day is egregious, Tim.
That doesn't happen very often. That's on a.
It should
very,
never
very-
happen.
You know when it happens? On the days you start off with breakfast sodas. That's how you get. That's how you get to 12.
That's like two
No, well,
liters,
if you don't
man.
start, says someone tweeted at me, if you don't start drinking DCs in the morning, you can't drink them all day. That's true. But anyway, my point was that there is something about DC that makes it like the perfect. If you're gonna have a pop in the morning,
Why
for
would you have a
breakfast-
soda for breakfast?
Well, like
'Cause you're an
some people
addict.
don't like- no, there are people who don't like coffee, for example, and that's their caffeine fix.
You like
or it's just a
coffee.
nice. I do, and I drink both. And it's it's just a nice, cold, smooth, refreshing beverage. Pardon me, to start your day. And so I don't know. It's one of those things that just makes intuitive sense when you say it. That it's just a breakfast soda. Not
If that
even in
makes
the tw-
intuitive sense to you, you have an addiction. You can just
I
admit
don't
that you
have
have
an
an addiction.
addiction.
Well, this is what
No.
addicts say this all the time, Tim, that they're not addicted to something, but it's very clear by what you're saying that you are.
Well, like I said, when Lent comes around, I'm going to give up DC for Lent completely.
So you're gonna drink like
Yeah.
Diet Pepsi?
No, I'm going to give up soda altogether. For
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm sure you will.
I am going
Just
to.
like that time that you said you could quit smoking anytime you wanted, and then you lost $40 because you had a cigarette 25 minutes later.
Whatever. That's a separate story. There's a whole lot of context to that story, and I don't feel like trying to unpack it all. My only point is, I mean, and a quarter of the people agreed with me that there was something to be said about DC kind of makes sense for breakfast in a way that a lot of other pops don't. So yeah, thank you, Paul. I mean, keep putting it up. That is no less true. 1 in 4 people saw that and said, I agree with the man. And I don't know. Stop the count. I win.
Well, there was only 700 votes on that, and we know that you have an active 50 burner account, so we can take those votes out.
The unfortunate thing about what happened to that tweet is I tweeted it out like a half hour before what happened in the Raiders game. And so it just got smothered.
I didn't see
by,
it. I didn't see
Exactly.
it. And
'cause
yeah,
it
that's a
got smothered
horrible.
by-
No offense. I mean, you're a friend of Pat Mayo's. You should know by now. Like sending out a poll you on traction at like 3:45 on a Sunday.
I thought it was
in football
ideal
season
because
is-
people would be on. Thought it would be ideal because everyone would see it on the Twitter.
No,
No, that's
no
not
one
like a
sees shit on
chilling Twitter. You're either like specifically on Twitter to like say something,
Or see
you're
who's
just
hurt.
like not on Twitter. Yeah, You're not like, no. And if it doesn't have to do with that, your eyes are on the ending of the games. It's like, I saw that Tim tweet. I hope I remember to get back to it, but I'm not interacting with it now.
Fair enough. Anyway, people should let us know in the comments whether they agree.
Again, you have a morning Coke.
Absolutely go for it. Yeah,
It just means you're a
You got a problem.
No, I'm not addicted.
I want to find someone that just has the morning Coke, but wouldn't have one.
I bet you Cam has one in the morning.
Yeah,
but he has one at lunch, dinner, breakfast.
He's addicted
Cam's
to
not
everything. He's
addicted.
legit
He
addicted
likes
to
it.
everything.
Cam is your goddamn case study here. I'm the crazy one.
Well, he just likes it.
Yeah, I know some people like heroin too.
Well, this is what I'm. But it's not the same type of thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the
Well,
type of physical dependency.
It is a physical dependency, though.
But I can
Didn't
go.
Mountain
I'm not
Dew
going to
make
get
a
the
breakfast soda?
What's that?
Mountain Dew made a breakfast soda.
I
called
feel like if you were gonna have
called
a,
like Kickstart.
listen, if I was gonna have a breakfast soda, I feel like it would be a Sprite or a 7-Up. I feel like it needs to be clear.
I think a Sprite would make a lot of sense. 7-Up is sweet.
Now,
and
I don't
trash.
think that's a good
Sprite
idea.
makes a lot of sense.
But I think that having a light soda, like Tim said, like a clear soda, would be better than a dark soda.
DC is light though. I mean, of all the dark sodas, it's the lightest.
But
taste.
didn't you also like really detest this like Coke coffee flavor thing?
You guys hated it more than me. You guys had it. You both took out cans on air to try
yeah,
it.
that
and
was
both-
us.
But we
Like
didn't like
4 or
it.
5 sips and went, this is vile.
You just never had it.
No, I would never try such an abomination, but I'm sure it's terrible. I'm not a huge lover of energy drinks to begin with.
So instead of being addicted to black tar heroin, would you say that regular heroin is more of a breakfast heroin?
I would not say that. It doesn't apply in all circumstances.
Tim, can I
but
tell
it
you
applies
something?
here.
I wouldn't recommend an indica breakfast because it'll really sort of like put you down for the rest of the day. But maybe like a sativa or a hybrid is more of like a breakfast weed. It can get you out the door.
I understand what you're saying. Listen, not everything has a breakfast format, but some things like cookies or soda have a breakfast side to them. And some things don't.
Cookies, beer, and Diet Coke, because Tim enjoys
like
all three of those.
oatmeal raisin
Those are
cookie is
acceptable
definitely-
as breakfast foods. Anything
It's
he
like
doesn't
cookie
like.
crisp, right?
No, like an oatmeal raisin cookie is like the perfect breakfast cookie. It's oatmeal, it's raisins, like it has all the constituent elements.
Tim, people
It's
are going to
sweet.
start being concerned about your health that you're drinking Coke and eating cookies for breakfast.
Well, no, I don't do that on a
You
regular.
you have the diet of a 7-year-old who's allowed to eat whatever he wants.
And Tim, I actually saw at least on the app here, I assume we have the same rules, same country, that 2 for $5 McMuffin deal was going on still.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a great deal.
Get yourself a breakfast Diet Coke
And?
with it, and a cookie.
And I may have taken advantage of it a few times.
Your keto has really gone off the track.
When we spoke about this like 2.5 weeks ago, you
I
had thought
know.
the deal was expired. And
I
it's-
did, but then I were advertising it, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna run out soon, and it's such a good deal. But again, it's not an addiction. I just wanted it.
Oh,
I didn't have to.
I'm not claiming it. I'm not claiming you have a McDonald's.
I think he might have a McDonald's
No,
addiction.
to Monopoly, I agree. I think he does because he drives around the city. But
Although next year I'll be driving to different provinces because apparently that's the only way I can win.
cross Canada trip.
All the McDonald's.
Whatever it takes.
Can I ask Tim a question? I think Tim mocked me on Twitter this week, by the way.
You
About
do your-
Victor?
you
Because I
do
did.
your fair share of
Because if
mocking
it's
as
about
well,
Victor
so-
Hovland, if
No,
it's about
not that.
Hovland, yes. That was a 100% troll tweet.
And I'm so stupid I don't even know that. So that's
No,
again
that
to
was
Pat's
100%
point.
a troll tweet.
That goes to Pat's point from the first half hour. You retweeting me complaining about something in the card world, I know you're just making fun of me.
Hey, all I did was retweet it. I didn't give any comments. I just retweeted it.
Yeah, but you just want to like show people, like, look at this guy.
So you tweeted something for people not to see. Is this what you're claiming? How dare I? How dare somebody with fewer followers than you tweet out something you made public?
I didn't
so that
say.
people can see it
I didn't
publicly?
say how dare
I know.
you.
How dare I do
didn't-
such a
I
thing? How
didn't
dare I
say-
amplify this private DM that we had apparently?
I didn't say how dare you. I just knew exactly what your intentions were.
Did you see the CUST
I plead
line
guilty.
of sweatshirts you can buy now?
Oh yes, I did.
That's real. That's not fake. You can actually buy a CUST sweatshirt with his face on it.
I thought it was fake. Now that it's real, I'll go back.
So
Man.
breakfast sodas though are a thing.
Yeah,
They're
to
not
people,
people
who are
agree with me.
addicted to soda.
Yes, Mountain Dew has
20
produced one, and it sells in convenience stores, and it's called Kickstart, and they have an orange.
Oh yeah, that's trash. I tried one of those once. That's trash. That's
No,
an
but
energy
that is I mean, at least they're selling it as a breakfast soda.
Yeah, Diet Coke is just a breakfast soda for anyone who has a Diet Coke addiction.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have an
I-
addiction.
you clearly do.
I reject
Someone-
that term.
Find me the
I said-
person that only drinks Diet Coke before 10 a.m. Only.
Tim.
Well, I don't
No,
know
he
anybody
drinks
who
it all day.
I sent Tim a exchange that I just came across on the internet, and someone said that they lost 40 pounds, and the woman's comment was, "I wonder how many Diet Cokes that she drank," because she has the same logic as Tim. That drinking
does say
Diet Coke
diet,
is
right?
dieting.
does say diet. It is zero. You're filling yourself up with 0 calories.
And you're pumping yourself full of fucking aspartame, pal.
Well, yeah. Well, there's no. Anyway,
Paul.
I feel like Tim should have maybe pushed his CUST collection a little.
There's the
bit
CUST
there.
collection.
We gave you an opportunity to pimp your swag a little bit, and you changed subject.
The one on the very right says
I
Tim
like it.
Andercust, Tribune of the People.
It's some quality swag there. So reach out to Viridian Global at Viridian Global. Tim's getting paid for this, correct?
I think so. Tim's
no,
gonna-
not at all.
No, you're-
I'm not in business.
No, you're getting
No,
you're
we're not in
getting
business.
your cut. If you're not taking your cut, I'm taking your cut.
No, not in business whatsoever. I was just doing those guys a favor.
You should get something.
You
Your
should really be
face-
compensated for this.
Your
No, no, no.
scrunched up face is on a T-shirt that people
And
are
technically,
gonna wear.
in fairness, I own that photo, don't I?
Yeah, you do. I sold it to you years ago.
So I shall be compensated for this. They're using my property on T-shirts, so
You do own my likeness.
I own that likeness of that specific picture because I won it from you.
You did.
Actually, I
You
bought it. He owed me like $600 worth of bets that he lost, so I just got that picture instead. I was able to use it in any way that I wanted.
It's true. It is true.
When Tim tried to take a selfie.
It's like when Bart sold his soul to Millhouse. You own it now.
Rent-free,
Unbiased.
Baker Mayfield living in Tim's dreams, nightmares.
I will. I
everything.
promise the people I will take my L. I feel like I'm pretty good at that.
Tim never will. He'll come on demand credit.
Tim started today. He was hot fire and eating Diet Coke credit, and he was sitting on that. He's been sitting on that Jets Brown game. It feels like for a month to want to
I have
explode
been.
and talk
I have
about
been.
it.
Did you know that Tim was telling us that he's not addicted to Diet Coke? So what happens if you're an addict, right? It doesn't mean you're necessarily just addicted to one thing. You can become addicted to a lot of things. So he says he's cutting down on Diet Coke. And what does Tim text us a picture of this weekend? Him back on the lotto scratch tickets.
It was
And how
just one.
He
It
was
was
one letter away from winning $50,000 on his crossword.
It was so
scratch
close.
ticket.
It was a Christmas scratcher, and you get to scratch the letters, and it's like the crossword ones I like. And I saw it, and I was buying DC and some cigs at the gas station, and I saw it, and I was like,
Had to
"Yeah,
have it.
I kind of want to play this now because it'll be gone in a couple of weeks." And like, I was so close to a big score. I needed one letter, needed an O or an I, and I would have made big money. And but I'm not addicted to it. It's been the first time I've done a scratcher in quite a while.
The majority of
I've
your
got-
DCs, do you buy on the road?
No, not the majority. No,
But you do buy a lot on the road.
I buy a fair decent amount on the road. If I'm going out somewhere, I'll buy them. But like, anyway, I have cut back significantly in the last couple of weeks, and so I think
What,
I
gone
deserve
from
some credit.
12 to 8?
No, like 1 or 2 a day max.
But you're having one in the morning.
Well, not every morning,
This doesn't
or sometimes
sound.
like in
This
the middle of the
does-
night.
I don't buy
Sometimes in the
one
middle
or
of the
two.
night.
He's cracked one on this show.
Hold on.
The one you cracked on this show. What number was that today?
That was number 2.
There'll be one with. No.
Here's all you need to know about Tim and his addiction to Diet Coke. He wakes up in the middle of the night sometimes and goes and chugs a Diet Coke.
way.
Tim?
It happens occasionally. If my water jug is empty or I need to save a little bit of water in there and I'm thirsty at like 3 a.m., have I cracked a DC and downed it? Yes, I have. Of course I have. sure we'd all be in that circumstance if you're dry and you're thirsty.
Yeah,
But I'm not addicted.
I wake up in the middle of the night. You know, I had a few glasses. I had a few glasses.
Sink.
Yeah, I didn't even do that. I just fucking turn on the faucet and stick my head underneath of it.
Yeah.
What kind
No,
of crazy?
I could never do. I could never do that.
Is it
He's
good?
too civilized.
Oh, come on.
But
man.
he'll eat
There is no
bacon
better
bits.
water in the world than I have a dry throat at 3:30 a.m. bathroom, cold water, turn on the tap and stick your head under. Especially,
it's not mine.
especially if you wake up like and you're already hungover. It's still not quite the morning yet. That is essential drinking.
Anyway, I've cut down between 1, 2, 3, 4 DCs a day, and that's a cutback. And I think I deserve some credit.
I'll
But
give
the-
you
when I
credit
saw-
if you've gone from
Credit for
10 to
what?
4. If you've gone from 10 to 4, I'm giving you credit.
I have, and to see these like DCs have them in the morning, it felt like I was validated. It validated my decision. It's like it's okay to do this. It's not.
You
some weird,
realize that
like,
having like one a day is really bad for you, right?
no, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not really bad. For
It
you.
is. Having soda every day is bad for you. Really bad.
Oh, there are so many worse things.
Yeah, you're right. And you do all of them.
No, I don't. I don't drink.
You do drink.
Soda.
Very, very infrequently.
You smoke a pack a day. You eat at McDonald's twice a day or whatever it is.
I haven't been to McDonald's in. Okay, so before the
When
other
did you
day,
go?
before the other day, I hadn't been to McDonald's
In a
in
week.
in like 2 weeks.
A week.
a week.
Because last week we spoke, you were hitting up. They still had the 2 for 5, and you admitted you'd been.
Right? Yeah, right. I kind of even don't think of morning McDonald's as going to McDonald's. You know what I mean? It's like not going to McDonald's. It doesn't count. Like if you're not getting a hamburger or McChicken, is like I'm not really going. But you're right. I guess I did actually.
addict justification behavior.
That's healthy. That's healthy, McDonald's.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
I don't even. When I bet those EPL games at 9 a.m. on a Saturday, I don't have a clue. That doesn't count as the bets that
That's
I
not real
make.
gambling. That's just fun.
Those aren't the bets I'm making.
I suppose that does sound silly, but you're right. I guess I don't consider like a morning trip to McDonald's going to McDonald's, even though of course it obviously is. I guess in my way, my head.
I
works,
do
I'm
agree.
oh,
Like, if you're not eating a McDonald's French fry, it probably feels like an unofficial McDonald's trip.
yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about
As
it.
much as that's what an
Thank you.
addict, a fat person, that's what I would like. Anything
Thank you.
to get, you know what I mean? Anything to convince myself.
that you're not eating
Yeah.
poorly. Yeah, this wasn't fast food. I just ate at McDonald's 3 times before noon. It's fine.
Anyway, in the last month, I probably haven't been to McDonald's more than 3 or 4 times.
Lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. You talked about going 5 days in a row at one point.
That was back in like late
November.
October.
That was in
Early
November because that new deal started right after the monopoly
Yeah.
ended, which was in November.
And it's
Okay,
still
that
going
was like-
on.
Yeah, I saw the ad for it yesterday, so it is still going on.
You
I
don't-
don't listen.
did
I
you-
don't know,
did
man.
you go this morning?
I didn't go, but I went yesterday. But anyway, I went. Yeah, that's why I stopped myself.
He's
But
lying
I
to us about when he's going.
I don't know. Like it feels like I had. Listen, when you go every day for a month, and then you don't go every day anymore, it feels like you're not even going anymore.
I
If that
agree.
makes any
I
sense.
know that does make sense. I do agree. Like a month, a week, 5 days feels like 3 weeks.
You
if
need
went
to
as
spin
much-
this into something positive in your life, like going to the gym, for example. Go to the gym like 7 days in a row. Then when you go like only 4 days the next week, you're like, oh, I feel like I'm not going to the gym a lot. And that way you can become healthier.
See, I always do things bad, but that's a good point to.
Spin it the other
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
That's how I used to run. I used to try to run in bulk as much as I could, and then when I would be like lax and only go like 2 times a week or 3 times a week, I feel like I'd be doing something positive. I can't do anything now, as Tim alluded to earlier. I don't know if it was on the show or not. I am so hopped up on back medication, it's unfathomable
No,
right now.
I didn't bring it up on the show. I didn't know if you really wanted to talk about it.
Oh, no,
I didn't
I had mentioned that because I didn't go to do the show on Monday because I couldn't walk.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're able to walk at least.
Yes, I lose my train of thought a lot, though. These drugs are pretty good.
I've seen you with back pain in the past, so I know it, and it's not good.
No, apparently it's my kid's fault, according to the doctor. So, them squirmy kids.
It's still not as bad. I mean, when you chunked that 7-iron that day, and I just watched the vibrations go through your body, it wasn't good.
This pain is the worst pain I've ever experienced.
It's the worst. Crippling.
It's been much worse than any other time I've thrown out my back.
Jeez, it's
Yeah.
terrible.
I'm telling you, man, I got a son who's less than 2 years old. He weighs 40 pounds.
Oh.
And all he does is wiggle when I pick him up. It's not great. I don't get how he's so big. I'm little. My wife is little. 2 giant fucking kids. Maybe she's cheating on me with someone who's big. Tim, you're big. Have you been sleeping with my wife? You better not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if he truly comes out like a brick shithouse, you could inspect that.
People were mocking me about being escorted at the grocery store the other day.
I forgot about
but
that. I don't think we mentioned that
You
on
can
the
leave
show.
that.
Can you, is that what you, was that the story that you were saving for the Christmas Day show?
No, I have another grocery store story for
Well,
Christmas
tell the
Day.
people what you told us about being escorted to the hot dogs.
I don't know.
Well, I was at the Costco the other day, and the thing that they love to do is to move merchandise around the store so you don't know where it is. So you have to go like looking for it, and maybe you'll find something else you want to buy. Whether it's good marketing or not, it's annoying for me as the consumer. I wanted their foot-long beef hot dogs because they're really good, and I wanted them to have them to cook at home.
Where
And
you
I wanted
Frank the Tank.
I just think they're excellent. They're actually an excellent hot dog. And I couldn't find them, and I had trouble finding an employee who could escort me to where they were. That's a huge store. That you can just say, oh, it's in aisle X. Well, first, the aisles aren't even numbered there. And even if maybe there are numbered way up in the air, I've never seen them. I'm not traipsing all the way down those long freezer aisles, looking at every single box to see where they are. I'm the customer. Please escort me to where the goods are that I want to buy. It's the same if I go to Canadian Tire or some other store. If I'm looking for light bulbs and they say, oh, that's in aisle 74. I don't know what aisle 74 is. I don't work here.
It says
I
aisle
don't-
74.
I honestly
I
can't
don't go
believe
here.
you can't be told the like. Had to get something from Home Depot. I asked the lady. She told me the aisle. I went there.
I'm not ruining through all these aisles. I'm there to spend my
They're-
money. I'm not going to then go through the effort
The
of
numbers
like,
are
not a
the
scavenger
size.
hunt.
The numbers are the size of like this table. Like they're.
I don't care. It's not a scavenger hunt where I have to search for what I'm trying
If
to
you
buy.
know
I'm
how
there
to
take
count
it.
and you know how to walk in what descending or ascending order,
That's a lot to ask.
you'll figure it
He
out,
needs,
man.
he needs
I'm
a
there
personal escort to
money.
go get his hot dogs. And he left. He didn't buy anything. He just left. I'm surprised you didn't need to be escorted to the exit to find that too.
Oh, they didn't give it to you and you walked out without buying anything?
I did buy some other things. I just didn't buy the hot dogs because no one could show me where the hot dogs.
Firstly, you're a home. I'm a big guy, but like you need solo footlongs? That seems revolting. You're not like at a ball game.
Probably shoves him up his fucking urethra.
They're fantastic done like fried, for example. They're
What do you-
excellent.
hold
What
on.
kind of bun do you
Hold-
use for
hold on.
something
What
like
do you
this?
New
fry-
England style hot dog buns.
What do you fry these things in?
A frying pan with onions that are like super crispy, and some Pam.
You just spray Pam on the hot dog?
No, in the frying pan to get it hot and sizzling.
That's what you consider frying it?
And then I fry it on the stove until it's hot and crispy, and then I crisp the onions up in the pan as well. Sometimes I'll add oil, like some olive oil or
Wait,
something.
so
Just a
sometimes you
tiny
add
touch.
oil. You're not so you're dry heating it?
No, I add the Pam first.
Yeah, it's not doing anything, Tim. It's making sure it doesn't stick.
Well, whatever. That's what I do, and I fry them up that way with some onions and put them in a New England style hot dog bun, and they're excellent.
Sounds fucking
Love them.
gross.
And you put some full grain mustard on it or something, and it's excellent.
Oh boy.
I really like the ones at Costco. And the line at that point, I was ready to go just to the to the food court place where you get the $1.50 hot dog, but I just didn't. I wasn't going to go do that. So
I'm surprised you
I
didn't buy
don't
like
know.
half a dozen of them and just put them in your fridge, like cooked and sauced up. And you'll just nuke them for 25
I
seconds.
actually like the hot
Anyway,
dogs at
as the
Costco.
customer,
apparently they
I
have a
shouldn't
thing.
if the thing isn't right there next to me, I shouldn't have to like search and go play hide and seek. I should be escorted to whatever item I'd like to purchase. That's the least you can
You're a
do.
grown ass man.
Yeah. Okay. But like those aisles are huge at Costco.
You're
I'm
a
not
grown
going-
man, like in your mid 30s. This guy's got to help freaking moms with babies or like senior citizens. He tells you aisle 12. He figures you could figure it out, man, and see the hot dogs.
I simply say, I'm sorry, I don't know where that is. I don't work here. Could you show me?
You're such a punk.
And I have never had a person say no.
And this guy said no.
I couldn't find anybody. to escort me.
As someone,
I was
again,
looking for someone. I couldn't
I'm
find
the only
someone.
one who here. I haven't worked at a Costco, but having worked in a grocery store, you have to do it because it's a part of your job. Some like Karen, like Tim, comes up to you and demands to be walked over to something because they're too stupid to find it. Like you have to do it.
Yeah.
You can't say no, or you might get fired. That's part of the gig. But
Oh, I'd complain. If someone said no to me, I'd complain.
yeah, I know because you're a Karen. Yes, Paul.
I worked at a Costco.
Oh yeah, and did you enjoy escorting people to stuff they couldn't find, which were very easy to find?
Yeah, like I mean, I was pretty personable, but there
You
was
enjoy doing it.
most of my fellow employees were more in line with probably telling the person, "Hey, go check out aisle 12."
Isn't it true though that they move stuff around constantly, so you'd never know where something
That
is?
is definitely the strategy. We were constantly
So, it's
moving.
not my fault.
We were moving crates all the time.
They're not moving the
You're
freezers.
trying to confuse people so that they have
but
to look
where
around
isn't the-
for
yeah.
things, for sure.
Where the hot dogs were the last time I was there was in the very like tiny freezer at the front of the aisle, like the little side part there. This time they weren't there.
And did
So
you
they
make
moved
any
them-
effort to like just scroll some freezers?
There's 5 freezer aisles. I'm not going to be spending my time traipsing up and down those big wide aisles looking for where the hot dogs are. No, sir. All I want is somebody to tell me where
Precious
they are.
time.
and
Yeah,
take me to them.
yeah, your
so I can see them.
time.
did
What
you
are you
do-
doing
what
with
did-
your
what
other
did you
time?
do with that all that time you saved by not
Extra
doing that?
3 minutes to find a product you clearly wanted.
It's hard to find employees at Costco. All I wanted to do was to track one down and ask where the hot dogs were, and also if they could direct me to some coleslaw that I could.
As opposed to
And-
like walking 40 feet to just scroll to see where
There's
the
multiple aisles that are freezer aisles at Costco. I'm sorry. I'm a customer spending my money and time. I shouldn't have to do any labor.
Yeah, but it's not
It should
like
be done for
okay,
me.
those are frozen pizzas, not there. That is fish sticks, not there. That's the
I
chicken
guess
fingers,
I like service.
not there.
I guess I like service. Guilty as charged. If you think this is bad, wait till you hear the story I tell on Christmas Day. 'cause
I'm intrigued, and the
bad.
fact that you're probably annoying these people.
That's the whole thing. The fact you don't even give it an
They're
effort.
taking so much crap from actual people. You don't even have the ability to just do it yourself.
to tease it, I went to the grocery store with my grandmother, and her behavior was far worse than what you think my behavior is.
So what you're saying is that your behavior is just learned behavior.
This is what Tim said that you would say when I told him the story.
Did Tim enjoy the story?
A couple of my friends heard it and thought it was pretty funny. Like it's basically me trying to mediate. And I'll tell it. This is good SEO for the Christmas show. Let's just say that I'm not the villain of the piece here, the way you think I am in this one.
Paul?
Do you think? Oh, you're right there, Jeff.
Oh,
Drop my precious box.
Oh. Do you think they returned to having the free samples and stuff at Costco?
yes, they're back. They were back when I was there.
Oh,
Believe
wow.
it or not.
Super
I
spreader.
couldn't believe it. Well, no, everything's all like the people are encased in plastic, and like there's a little door that they lift and put it through, from what I could tell, and things are individually already cut and portioned. So I mean, it's pretty socially distanced for that concern. But I was absolutely gobsmacked that it was there. It's like, oh wow, these are back. That's great. The thing is, you're wearing a mask inside, so it's not like you can really eat them. You have to take your mask off to eat it, and I didn't want to do that. So I didn't have any of the samples, although I usually do like the samples. They're usually pretty good.
Do you know what the most frustrating part, Jeff, about a mask is wearing it in places?
What?
When you want to go to Harvey's and you don't have one,
That would be 1A. I guess 1B would be, I don't know if you suffer from this as well. I don't know how your Android works, but do you have the Face ID for everything? Like
No.
my Apple Pay is Face ID. It doesn't work with the mask. It sucks. I have to punch in my fucking password every time. That's
Yeah,
not why
I
I
bet
have a
you-
Face ID.
I would be shocked if the next version of iPhones, if they're not Face ID, Rack, it'll be like Retina ID.
Oh, see, yeah, that would work out well.
Or back to the fingerprint, which was fine.
No, but then that just took up space on the screen.
Yeah, but you could figure out another way to do that where it doesn't take up space.
I like the Face ID.
I mean, I do too. I'm just saying.
Just hard you just can't do it with a mask. Hopefully by the next version of the iPhone. then-
We won't need the masks. Yeah,
Exactly. So I do have one Tim story here, Jeff, for you. He sent us a text because our text thread on Sunday during football ends up going like 500 texts back and forth between four of us. At 7:15 during the end of either the Jets game or it was the Kansas City game, can't quite remember. He just goes, "Oh no," was his text. And he thought that we were in the room with him when he texted it. As it was pointed out, it just says, you can't say, oh no, no one knows what the fuck you're talking about. Remember, we aren't in the same room as you. And Tim's response to it was, ha 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 ha, true. That's crazy person.
I thought you guys were watching the same game I was watching, which is why I said, oh no.
No, they're watching the Chiefs and the Saints play.
When it was brought to my
or the
attention that they weren't.
or Hurts versus Murray.
Yeah.
That's
it was
the
brought to my
games
attention
other
they
humans
weren't.
were watching. Dude.
I started to laugh because I realized how silly it was that I had been presuming that they were watching what I was watching. Yes. I agree.
How good was that character?
As the main character in my own story, I assume that people are like connected to what I'm up to.
So, Tim, I'm assuming what you're going to talk about today is how difficult you found it to watch the game on Amazon Prime, despite the fact that I think at least 20 people just sent you the link where you could watch it and you just decided not to click on it.
That link did not work.
It's not
I
true.
appreciate people sending the link.
I clicked on it. It brought me right to it.
No,
So you're lying. So you're lying
link
because you
to
don't know how to use it.
No, I'm not. I tried a million times. That link to the Twitch, that was the Amazon Prime Twitch, just kept like a wheel. Just kept going and going and saying not available.
So it worked for the rest of the world except for you.
It didn't work. Here's the thing. And I got calls from people who asked me,
Who?
what channel is the football game on?
Please tell me who.
And
I want names.
I
I actually want names on this.
my father called me on the phone and said, what channel is the football game on?
So
And I
one
said,
person.
It's actually not
Your
on.
boomer
it's on
dad.
the internet. And he was furious. And I was just as furious. Like, I want to watch a game on TV like a normal person.
You could have.
I don't wanna-
I watch it on my TV.
Yeah, well, I don't have the Chromecast like you do.
Yeah, you
so
have
I
a
don't know how
fucking
to do
smart
that.
TV, you moron.
I have a smart TV. I don't know how to do that. I shouldn't have to know how to cast.
So
the
you
things
shouldn't have to know
onto
how
my
to do.
phone.
You don't need to cast things on your phone. You could just go to the Amazon app on your fucking TV. You are not an old man. You should know how to do this. It's pathetic
Well, I
that you don't know how to do this.
I like to turn the TV on, type in the channel number, and watch my program.
So what
It's
you're
a
saying is that
college-
you don't watch anything on Netflix ever.
I do watch.
It's
Netflix.
exactly the same
I know-
fucking thing.
There's a channel on my TV for Netflix.
So you never watched Netflix
That's
before that, ever.
I would watch it on my computer, which is fine, but I want to watch an NFL game on my TV.
But
and I
movies
don't
are
wanna
fine
have
on
to-
your phone?
And I don't want to have to, jailbreak my phone so that I can Chromecast it to my TV.
Okay, let's.
I don't want to do that.
One second. Let's walk through this just for a second. I need you to explain this to me. Can you please explain jailbreaking your phone for the people who might not know?
It just means availability of all the apps that I can't get.
Which
And so I'd have
which
to, like-
apps can't you get?
Whatever the app you needed to get the right. Obviously, it wasn't available in my region. That Twitch site, so I would have had to download the Twitch and then, which I don't know if I could even do, and then stream it to my phone, which would then stream to my you'd have to jailbreak it so that it worked in my area, and then Chromecast stream it to my TV. I don't know.
You don't
I
know what
that probably
any of
sounds
these
dumb.
words mean.
I've heard them. You're right. I'm sure I'm explaining it badly, although I don't think I'm all that far off.
You're
I know I'm
you're
explaining it
completely
badly.
far off. You could have just logged onto Amazon.com and it was streaming right there on the front
Yeah,
page.
but no, it wasn't. I went on Amazon.com. It was not streaming there for me.
I mean, that's how
It
I got
wasn't.
it.
Okay, well, it wasn't for me.
You're
okay? I
lying,
typed
Tim.
in-
Just say that you're lying and you.
I
didn't even
typed
try.
in Amazon.com.
You didn't.
Enter.
You didn't.
Into my.
You didn't.
Into my browser
You
on my
didn't.
phone, and nothing came up. Then it said it would be on the Yahoo Sports app. So I downloaded that, and it wouldn't come up. And then I went on this Twitch thing, and it wouldn't come. And at this point, I'm furious. I'm like, now one of our friends did offer me the login info for his Amazon Prime account so I could watch it, and I could have done that.
You didn't even need the Amazon Prime login. You could have just streamed it off the site.
But do you not
But what
use
made
the
me-
service, the Canadian service for Sunday Ticket?
Yeah, he has Sunday.
No,
Ticket.
I have Sunday Ticket for my cable provider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have
and-
his own.
I had DAZN the very first season it was out because Sunday Ticket wasn't available on my television. And my experience was that there's that.
Yeah,
it was
I
way
will.
behind
I
me.
will say. I mean, you would never know how to use it on your phone or be out with two. Like when the Chargers aren't playing, I'm usually just watching or with the kids, 1 o'clock, what have you. DAZN in their year 1
Was
through
horrible.
year 3 leaps and bounds.
Yeah, DAZN's
there's
good.
No, yeah, it's
is the
It's yeah.
switching of channels instantaneous.
Yeah, it's
One
essentially
of the big advantages TV has is that it's an instantaneous.
It's-
change.
it's instant, bro.
It's actually not because I assume you have Bell 5. So like when you click in between channels, there's like a 3-second lag time between switching channels. It's not instantaneous.
Not really.
Yes, yeah, there is. I have it. Yeah, I think you have it too,
No,
don't you?
it's
Jeff?
like a one Mississippi. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
I
yours
have
is
five.
yeah,
slower.
it's exactly
like
the
a
same
one
on the zone.
Mississippi.
You click on one, it takes a second to buffer, and boom, it goes. It's exactly the
But
same.
I felt
it's
very
exactly the
heartened.
same technology, Tim.
So I went on Twitter to vent, and I was very heartened to find that there were tons of people in the same
Yeah,
circumstances.
all
me.
boomers. All people who are like
And
fucking
I-
65 years old, Tim.
And it really revealed how insular a lot of these millennials are. They're like, they couldn't even imagine that people didn't have Amazon Prime accounts. They don't even appreciate that there are probably the majority of people out there have never even heard of Amazon Prime. But of course, they can't imagine that because all they and their millennial friends have Amazon Prime. So they couldn't imagine. But in the real world, a lot of people don't have Amazon Prime, and quite a few people have never heard of
I
it.
swear, do
They
a
just
street or
want to
poll.
watch a football game.
Go
Right now-
walk the street. Everyone
no,
you
no,
see,
put it on Twitter right now. Have
No,
you
Twitter's
ever
a bad
have
medium
you
for it.
ever
Twitter's
heard
a
of
bad medium.
Amazon Prime?
go stand
that's
at the
a
gas
very
station.
online media.
Stand at the gas station. Ask everyone from truck driver
To my grandma.
to 80-year-old out of a Buick to the
I think
guy
you guys are
driving his
showing how out of
fancy
touch
chic
you
car.
are.
No,
Oh, yeah,
you're showing how
we're-
crazy
we're
you
the
are.
one. Yeah, you were just. I mean, you're really earning back. You're making Jeff look so sane today.
No,
the
there's a
tide
lot
was
of
really turning on you.
There's a lot of
people
younger
were
people that are-
hyping up TC. They were saying, you know what? Maybe Jeff is more insane. You are fucking lost it, Paul.
There's a
you-
lot
you
of
had something
younger
to say?
people in their 50s and 60s who've never heard.
Not-
What? Yo, what? Name me one. Sorry, Tim. Young person in their 50s. Name me one.
Well, like, it's not somebody who's like an octogenarian. I'm talking about people
Yeah,
who are in
some
their
fucking boomer who doesn't know how to use the internet.
50-year-olds
Okay, but you know what? That's
how.
a huge demo for the NFL.
Yeah, you know what?
And
Most 50-year-olds know how to use it.
No, I don't think that's right.
No,
I
the
don't think that's
fantasy
right.
gambling aspect demo that makes the NFL thrive knows how to find Amazon Prime, buddy.
Well, those people do, yes, but you are shutting yourself out of a market when you do that. It was a one-game experiment. It flopped, and I would be surprised.
Well,
if we see
you have
it
no idea.
I
if it
would
flopped or not.
guarantee you see it next year. You think Amazon's going to be less involved? They're getting ready to buy the whole goddamn package,
Yeah.
buddy. Get ready
If you're
for
Fox
it.
or CBS, you just say, "I don't care. How much do I have to pay to outbid at Amazon?"
Yeah, they're going to
does it
try.
cost?
They're
And
going to
you-
try to
guess-
say that.
guess who
and it
has
might
more
not
money?
work. And it might not work. I agree.
Yeah,
Fox
but the
and
NFL
CBS.
is also very cautious. They would only allow one game on a Saturday for this because they
Watch.
know
One
they don't wanna
becomes
go the way
two,
of
two
boxing.
becomes five. Watch like the London. We were there for one.
Well,
Soon
we're not
we're
gonna have
there
London
for.
games next year.
I'm sure COVID has changed
No,
that.
Tim was right. They got rid of the London game.
Guess what?
Pandemic didn't matter.
But guess what, Tim? To your point, pandemic lost us London for a couple years. But guess what? It did. Those 50-year-olds who didn't know about Amazon Prime, I bet your bottom dollar they now know about it.
That is
since
the whole,
COVID
that is the
started.
whole point of this entire.
Like
had a very
everyone
bitter
knows
taste
about
in
it.
it. It's to get
Everyone knows
everyone on the
about
same
it.
page.
And we're all on the same goddamn page with Amazon.
Well, I'm not.
You walk the mall, you're gonna get 92% yes.
And the biggest thing with this that I will say about the Amazon Prime, the coaches, like the scouting broadcast was fucking amazing.
The Bucky Brooks and
and Jeremiah
Jeremiah
was awesome.
And sometimes they have Joy, Colin Coward's like
Yeah,
producer.
That was
host,
really good.
side
The
host.
actual stream and broadcast itself was not good. It was bad, actually.
I like Jeremiah as a Charger guy.
But that's
I
the one
like
thing
him.
this opens it up to, which we've been talking about the entire time. If Amazon gets these games, that you could have your regular feed, you could have the scouting feed, you could also have the Pat, Tim, and Jeff gambling feed at the same time. If that's what you actually want to tune into, so
13,
it really opens up the door for where sports is actually going.
100%.
And it's not going to leave TV. If anything, Amazon will buy all the rights and then lease it back
to a network.
and
Yeah.
just with
Well, that's
Amazon
fine.
shit going on. The
My
entire
principal
time.
interest is that I can turn on my television set and I can watch the game the way I want.
That will happen, except for but next year there'll be two
not
Prime
that game.
games. Next year there'll be two of them.
Well, one of the playoff games is a Prime only game.
Tim
No,
is going to
it's not.
lose his
Yeah,
mind.
No, it is not.
Isn't the opening?
No, it isn't.
Are you sure about that, or you just
Hold
don't
on.
want it to?
Do you
be?
know how
CBS and NBC bought the extra Prime. CBS and NBC bought.
Amazon has one of these.
Do you
games.
know one of the wild card games or their collection of them? I know Tim will hate this. I can't wait for it. I would never want to watch it for a Charger game, but one of them's going on like Nickelodeon with like
I know.
crazy kid graphics. I'm going to tune in to that. I would never do that for a Charger playoff game, but I'm gonna
Oh, I don't care
watch
about
that
that.
thing for
I don't
sure.
care if there's like multiple different broadcasts of the same game. They do that in basketball for the Final Four and the national championship game. They have special broadcasts based on the teams that are there. And during the national championship for football,
Yeah,
right,
watch
they
along,
have
and that's what
the
Pat's
regular
talking
stream.
about. Except there'll be like 12 different versions of it: straight
I don't
edge
care about
watch
any of
along,
that.
gambling watch along,
None of
fun
that bothers
guys
me.
barely talking about the game watch along.
And the whole point of
That's
it
cool.
right now is to enhance the exposure of how you can find this stuff. So, as Geoff said, all of these people who didn't know how to find Amazon Prime, like yourself, because you're, 33 and don't know how to use Amazon somehow?
I know how to use it. I
Oh,
know
really? You know how to
you
use
might
it, do
be
you?
the youngest person on earth unable to use Amazon. That's over. My nephew took my sister's credit card and was buying like video game shit. He's like 8 years old. $100
I mean, I know how to-
worth.
Tim can't figure it out. Can't figure out how to go to the main page. He has to jailbreak his phone with the Chromecasts.
I went
and
to the main page,
In
wasn't
case he has
there.
to go to the Roku stores to figure it out. It's all just
I went
very
to the main
mind-boggling
page.
to him.
The game wasn't there.
It's funny to me that you're the only person who experienced this, and everyone
Okay,
else
well,
was
I
able to
did.
find it. Paul?
My 71-year-old mother also had severe issues with all of this. I tried to connect. So basically, I went around the whole house looking for a second HDMI cable because she was like borderline crying when I said I was just going to pull the one HDMI cable out of it and connect it to the computer because I had the game on there. It became a whole big old mess, so we didn't end up watching the game because of it. But we could have done it. All I had to do is literally just connect that HDMI to my computer, which had the game.
And the
running
crazy
on
thing
it.
is, Tim has a smart TV. So all he has to do is just bring it up on the Amazon app on that.
Why do you
I
have
don't know how
a
to
smart
do that.
TV if you don't know how to use it?
I didn't. It was given to me as a gift. I don't know how to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
I mean,
know.
from from someone who claims that they read the manual to everything once they get it, doesn't sound like you're telling the truth about that either. Now,
I
does it?
appreciate all the people who sent me the links, and I did try them. I couldn't get them to work for me, but I appreciate it. But it was awful, and there were lots of people on Twitter complaining too. So I felt like, okay, there's a lot of pushback on this, so maybe I will have my day on this.
Well, it just makes you look fucking stupid.
But Tim also
I don't care.
argues about anyone being able to like order their meal on their phone.
I don't
and
have a
it be-
problem with that.
You
I have a
literally
problem with you getting
ranted.
it before me.
I ordered it. My order got sent to the kitchen before you. So
Sorry,
therefore
first
I'm
I'm-
going to get it before
If
you.
I show up in person, I should get to
Why?
get mine first.
Why?
Sorry, because I would put the effort.
Because I
in to go
want
there.
it.
Now,
Tim is the most selfish person alive.
No, I
everything
will-
has to
I know.
conform. Everything has to conform to the way that you understand it, or it can't exist. It just triggers you to no
there's
end.
one small aspect I want to fully agree with Tim on. That's a small portion of what he does. Nothing triggers me more than being in line, like next up at the counter at any place from like a McDonald's type establishment to even like a nicer mid-tier restaurant that I'm picking up or making my order. If I am standing in front of you, you are not allowed to input like the computer telling you there's like an Uber Eats order coming through
Yes,
or pick up the
exactly.
phone. I'm the person that made the effort to be here. You take care of those people, but you best take care of me first. Now, that's different than what I'm saying with the McDonald's thing or any of that, where it just goes straight to the kitchen.
I'm sorry, I'm confused about this. I may have zoned out when you were talking.
So
Say this
I
again?
am in line at I was at this like veal sandwich place, just as an example.
Killing baby cats, sure.
Was this the barbecue place, Jeff?
No, I wish I could go back there. My wife wouldn't even let me have it for my birthday. And it's my turn to order. And as I get to the counter to give my order, like the beep on like the iPad goes off beside her, I guess clearly indicating someone has made an Uber Eats or some sort of third party order, and that order gets inputted. I could see she's like working on making sure that's like sent away before she deals with me.
And you're in line for this place.
I am, yeah.
Well, technically, that person ordered before you. It's exactly the same scenario that you just laid out with Tim.
No, my scenario when I do it like with a McDonald's
What's
is
the difference between the app and Uber Eats? You're standing in
she
line.
doesn't need to. When I do it through the app at McDonald's, it doesn't even go to the person at the cash. It goes literally to the kitchen. There is no.
But that order came in before the person in line ordered, just like that order did. You haven't ordered yet.
The solution is to ban mobile ordering.
And so
No, I
basically
do
what you're
think
saying
there's
is that
a
you want to put all these small businesses out of business because they have no way to sell their
There's a lot
food.
of
No, they
coupons on
should
that
be
McDonald's
more
one, Tim. You
courteous
may
to the
wanna
customer
restructure your
standing
thought there.
directly in
Trying to,
front of
yeah,
them.
trying to
my
give them
actual-
COVID.
No, my actual point is that you should be more courteous to the customers who are there in person if you can.
Why?
And it seems like common sense.
Why?
And I guess
people,
if it's
people, are,
old-fashioned,
people are both ordering from the same place.
Because
I
my
guess-
order isn't losing 30% to Uber.
Sure, but
Well,
they
there's
need,
that
they
too.
need that money coming in.
They absolutely do.
I'm not saying they should. I'm really
debating
not
that
saying they
one
shouldn't be
bit.
allowed to take those orders. But when
But I want mine first.
When you
I was
triage the
standing here.
customers-
I want my 2 hamburgers for $6. It makes me so
Just
mad.
ketchup. What's the problem? Here's exact change, man.
There's so many good things to put on
Imagine
those burgers,
paying in
Jeff.
cash still. I can't believe this entire thing hasn't beaten
do.
cash out of people. Of course you do. You
I
want to
still
give
use
COVID to everyone.
No, I use cash though.
You're just like,
Still use cash?
Here's your cash.
Oh yeah.
Nobody uses cash anymore.
Well, again, this shows you again just how out of touch you are. Just because a lot of people your age doesn't use it doesn't mean that a ton of people.
You
don't
realize
use it.
that like we're getting old, right?
Drug dealers use
right,
cash.
yeah.
That's like the only people who use cash
I'm
anymore.
closer to 40.
I'm
than
closer to
anything.
40 than 30.
Like exactly. I'm not.
So yes, Tim, you're right. People in their 60s are not doing that. Like my mom doesn't use cash anymore. My dad does. My dad can't figure out a fucking phone to save his life. He's like 53. My mom's 52. She pays with her Apple Pay because she's like somewhat with it. My grandma uses
I was
Apple
in
Pay
line
now,
at
too.
Starbucks this morning, in the car, and the person in front of me, I saw them reach their phone out to scan it to pay, and I was just so annoyed.
That's the only way I pay for things.
I was like, oh,
I don't even need
that's
to bring
so
my
annoying.
wallet with me anymore. Just have my phone.
Well, anyway, I was annoyed by it.
Why? Paying with your phone is optimal because you're not actually touching anything besides your phone, and you don't actually have to tap it on anything. You can just hover it. It's actually no contact. And
Well,
you don't need to bring 8,000 cards with you everywhere.
Well, I only have a couple of cards anyway.
How many cards do you have? How many credit cards do you have?
Just one.
Why do you only have one? What if that one goes out?
Well, I only need one.
You,
I need one.
you need to have your you need to have your 2 depending on what you're buying so you can maximize the points for it. Additionally, you need a third to keep around that you don't use. You use once every 3 months to keep it active. But in case, because it happened to me at Christmas one year, that both of my credit cards I lost one got compromised. I didn't have a credit card anymore. So you need the third one to go along. And if you can store them on your phone, then you don't actually have to bring them anywhere with you.
I'm old fashioned. I like to bring my.
You're not old fashioned, Tim. You're the youngest person as a part of this show.
Okay.
You could live in the now
It's so funny. He is the youngest person.
by
What year was
multiple
the-
years.
What
too.
year was what year was the coin minted? What year was the coin minted?
I have no idea.
The coin might be younger than I am. They always say it's a part of the show.
It's probably younger. I'll say
1994.
There you go.
But the coin doesn't use cash because that would be like self-mutilation.
It's true. Just like that hateful Mr. Peanut new character who advertises eating his own kind.
Oh, Bart? Bart's legit. People
Yeah,
love
he's
Bart. People are
awful.
buying
I started to
t-shirts
see
with Bart on them.
cans with his photo on them. I was so angry.
I very briefly, I wanted to ask you guys this. What should I get for my New Year's Eve meal? My wife and I are thinking about this. We don't know what to get. We usually get Mexican every single year.
What haven't you had in a long time?
Why not?
Yeah, what
type of
Support
food?
local, get a nice meal. Me and my wife were talking about that too, ironically.
I like Chinese food for New Year's Eve. I mean,
I-
I know that.
I want to have wine, and I don't think you can drink wine with Chinese food.
Of course you can.
I just don't think it's a good mix for me. I don't like it.
Foie
I don't like-
gras.
I think you.
Yeah, Paul?
I think a
Foie
white
gras.
wine would
That's
be-
your jam. You
I do
that.
love foie gras.
Get that for it.
You
But make
should
it
look
special.
at this,
Have something you don't usually have.
But I eat all the stuff I want all the time. If I feel like I want to have something to eat, I'll get that to eat. I was
Well,
thinking about going
I-
the other way with it. Like you said, just getting a pizza or something.
I was just about to say, go to Pizza Hut. We were talking about it.
I don't want to go to Pizza Hut. Good God.
You know what I mean? Like order from there.
That doesn't feel like New Year's enough. That's the one
But
problem.
if it's something different, not something you don't usually have, like I think that's a kind of cool idea.
I also don't want
Do
to
something you wouldn't usually get.
We bought a nice bottle of wine. I'm not going to drink a bottle of wine eating pizza.
Well, was it white or red?
It's red, Tim. I'm not like 13 years old.
Well, it depends. Some foods you can't have red wine with. You would be an amateur if you had like if you ate chicken and you had red wine. Like you'd be laughed out of a nice restaurant.
But when we
No
point- but when
sommelier in the
we-
world would tell you that red wine goes better with chicken than white.
Yeah, but listen,
Not
Tim,
a single sommelier worth his salt.
Do you know any sommeliers? Are you a sommelier?
You don't think I've studied and read about wine and winemaking and learn about these things? Of course I have. I haven't, because I really like champagne.
Of course
I'm
I
really
have.
Why would you read up on wine?
Yeah, what do
Because
you
I
mean?
like to learn about all
What do you-
kinds of
you-
things.
You don't know that I've read up on this?
I like to learn about all the. I have a mind like a sponge that likes to learn and read about everything.
You
Then
don't
how are
know-
you so wrong about
You don't know
everything?
that I'm a self-proclaimed expert on winemaking?
Although I don't drink wine.
I'm no expert. I'm no expert on it. But I know
What
I
I'm
know
telling
things-
you is that you're wrong on this.
Well, I'm telling you that you're wrong on this.
Well, I'm right. I think the
Okay.
the track record of me being right versus you being right, people are going to side with me.
Okay, that's fine. Let the people decide.
But you also said that wine was just okay with Chinese food.
You can have wine with Chinese food. It wouldn't be the. I mean, there are probably some beautiful rice wines that would go delicious with Chinese food.
Don't want any fucking rice wine. You kidding me?
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, you don't even know what the difference is between these. You don't drink wine.
I do on occasion.
You don't. You say, okay, you say you drink champagne, and you said that you only drink bottles of champagne that are at least Dom level. So you drink at least $300
No.
bottles of champagne. You
No,
told us that
that's
like
not
2
true.
weeks ago.
Moet's not Dom level. Moet's not Dom level.
How much does it cost per
Moet's
bottle?
Nice, like $75. It's
And
not
that's-
perfectly nice.
That's the cheapest you would ever go, correct?
Well, if I was just going to drink it on its own, like if I was making mimosas or baking with it, then I mean you can go cheaper ones. It's fine.
And how often do you drink champagne?
A few times a year.
So twice a year? Expert?
Probably 3 or 4 times a year. I like it. I like champagne.
And how often do you drink white wine?
A couple times a year.
Red wine?
A couple times a year.
See, I don't believe you.
I like rosés too on occasion.
Do you? When was the last time you had a rosé?
I have a rosé in the fridge right now that I bought.
When was the
at
last time you
LC
had a
when
rosé?
I don't know, but I'm about to have one soon.
Seems like you're lying about this stuff. Just like when you
I'm
said you
not.
clicked on the Amazon link, which we know you didn't.
I
do.
did, and there was absolutely nothing for me. Why would I continue to complain and whine about it if I'd found it?
Because you complained about it going in, and this would ruin your narrative.
No, I don't. I could care less about my narrative. I care about being able to see the things I want to see. Yeah, with ease. Like I would be annoyed if I could watch it like within one click on Amazon, but I wouldn't have brought up the whole thing about it.
Jeff, what do you think?
I'm thinking about other things.
Is about what to get on New Year's Eve?
No, it's
Is it about Tua again?
no, it's about it's about
Is it about a Herbert card?
that game is gonna end Sunday, and then it's just like me staring at the refresh for like Schefter and Rappaport tweets about my coach.
Unless they win,
No,
then
he's
you
gonna
don't have
keep
to
his
worry
job.
about that.
No, I don't. The
7-9.
decision's
How
been
can you
made. I
fire
don't
him?
think
He's
Sunday.
against you.
No.
Okay.
The decision has been made.
Either way,
Yeah, I don't think winning or losing Sunday alters a decision like that.
Jets win by 30. They keep Gase?
No.
Are you sure?
0.00.
Yeah, there's nothing. At this point, they've just given him the dignity of finishing out the year.
Why are they giving him the dignity if they hate his guts so much?
Because
Fucking
he
Canada's
hasn't
that.
like
It's easier to clean out the office on Monday than it is today with other people around.
he hasn't done anything so egregious, I guess, in their opinion, that like he needs to
No,
go.
they've made him steer this this captain of the Titanic. Like they're just
exactly.
saying, you're
He needs to land this plane.
yeah, you're just landing it, pal. We're not letting you out early. We're not paying you to go to Cabo. You're just
It's
fucking
dignified.
landing
It is
the
just
plane.
if you can, you like to give your coach the dignity of finishing out the year.
Or do what Carolina did. Get rid of Ron Rivera to give him a head start on the jobs for the next year.
Yeah, it's
To
just-
my
let's go.
understanding, it's such big business. There's so much behind the scenes. Foundations are laid, even if a man is employed.
That will do it on the Pat Mayo Experience, CUST Corner 31, B-side. Once again, please, if you want to listen to the shows, the back catalog of CUST Corner, the CUST Corner exclusive podcast feed is available in the description of this video and podcast right now. Highly recommend you check it out, and I do highly recommend that you rate, review, and subscribe. 5 stars. Help other people find the glory that is CUST Corner. We'll see you next time.
Mayo experience! Experience!